What's up, guys? Welcome to the Wolf's Den. We are back for another modern weapon tier list. This time featuring my good buddy Ghost. It's going to be an absolutely controversial one here tonight. So get ready to sit back and relax and possibly be a little angry. If you guys are watching after the stream has already happened, I want to say thank you for watching and I hope you guys enjoy. Now, Ghost, go ahead, sir.
Talk.
Yes, you can. And you are allowed to
I'm,
speak now.
I am glad.
Very good noise. Checking my
I
second
cannot
screen
wait
for audio.
to be probably verbally harassed for my
Verbally
views.
harassed at the very least, yes.
Yeah.
Possibly, for your opinions, you might be staked alive, like Vlad the Impaler.
That's okay. That's okay.
As long as you're okay with it. Yeah, I know I forgot to give you the waiver for this stream, but there is a waiver because you are likely for death. Death is imminent for your opinions. Did I forget to tell you that? Did I forget to mention that?
Yeah.
Reaps, welcome to the stream. One of these things is not like the other. Which one of these things? And why is your... Hold on. We already have an issue. 1 second. 1 moment. We have a problem. Chat box needs to be all the way up here, and so... Why is that down there? What the hell? 1 moment. Technical issues. Please stand by. Alerts need to go up here as well. Reaps, what is your problem? You about to verbally assault me for something? I will not hear it, sir. Or maybe I will. But probably not. One of these... Ah, yes. One of these guns does have a side loader. But we'll get to that. Everything good? Okay, everything's good now. My I did an oopsie. I had my chat box and my alert box underneath all of the other things, so you could just see chat over on the side coming through underneath the guns, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
Chat needs to be up on top of those. It'll block the guns, but it's fine. Actually, I'm gonna make chat just a little smaller. That way you can see around that. Just a tad. Come here, chat. I'm gonna squeeze you down into size. There we go. Make that just a tad small. There we go. Beautiful. Safe. Okay, now go here, and I'm gonna lock chat up so I don't accidentally grab him by accident. There we go. You have some hot takes with sound logic. When do you not, Reaps? That's the better question. Ghost has some hot top.
Can you talk right?
No, I cannot. Shut up. Leave me alone. Shut up. Leave me alone. When have you ever known me to talk correctly or remember things correctly?
You're right.
Exactly. Now, what I was going to say is Ghost over here probably has some hot takes that people aren't going to like, given on our previous discussion of this topic. But that's fine. Maybe he's changed his ways a little bit. Maybe he's changed his mind.
Probably not.
Unfortunate. Listen, all I'm going to say is we didn't talk in length about any of these particular weapons, but we did kind of just loosely talk about them ahead of stream. And we have some disagreements. I'll just put it that way. Zero, you're here to... Apparently Zero is here to tell us that our SMG pick is shit. That's okay.
I mean, some of them are. Honestly, I have to admit.
Yes, some of them definitely are, but some of them need to be here for context. Some of them really do need to be here. Also, Zero, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you, man. Welcome. Zero, Ghost, is a fellow airsofter, but he's not from Illinois. He's a little speedy boy. but we start from the second from bottom on the right. Second from bottom on the right. Because I don't remember what it is. I mean, are we Ghost? Are we going to allow them to vote, or are we just going to start somewhere and they're going to have to deal with it?
I
Is
mean,
is this a
seriously, no.
democracy?
I think democracy. No, I think we should start from a certain like top of the row or bottom of the row just to make it more
Yeah, I mean,
organized and help OCD.
If we start from the top
I don't
left,
wanna...
it's going to be interesting.
Well, okay, well, okay.
Or do you want to start from the bottom right and go up and make that one the last one?
Okay, what I want to know is why did you put that as the first gun?
It was the last one I put into the. I can move it if you want, I guess. Actually, here, I'm gonna move them. I'll move those so that way people can see.
It's just kind of making me want to vomit the fact that it's near tip of the spear, so close, and I don't.
Here, I'll move. So there's that one. Hold on, I'm just moving things. No one freak out. I'm just moving stuff. The Tech 9 needs to move over just a tad. Tech 9, where you at? Come here, nerd. Where are you, freak? Over here. So you come over here. Kind of spoilies on some of these guns, like Nate. Come on, cooperate with me. Thank you. Okay, it's going to be a little cramped down here in the bottom, but we have a few more of these dudes that need to get here. So, who is that? Ah, yes, the gun that we are all so eager for. Hold on. Where are you? Toward the top. Yeah, there you are. Come here, nerd. Bam. We're going to just put him right there. Right there. Probably pretty close to where he belongs, if I'm going to be honest. He's right in there.
Oh.
He's right in there. Okay, who else is up there? I can't see. They're up behind chat. I can't see who that is. Oh, okay, the MP40's up there. Come here, little shit. The MP7? Savant. The MP Savant. I synced it. I synced it. Okay, and then the Pepishaw's up there. Okay. Come here, Peppishaw. Little nerd. Just gonna move down a little bit, and then the Bison's gonna move just a tad. Bison, come here. You helical mag piece of garbage. Oop. There we go. Perfect. I need to crop you. You're way too big, man. So big. Why so tall? Doing some editing midstream. I apologize. Okay, there we go. Now the Pepishaw's
professional.
I know. Shh. Don't judge me. Spamming buffalo? What are you spamming buffaloes for? What is that about? Am I missing a joke? Reeps is Canadian, so there might be jokes. Oh, bison. Oh, did I say bison instead of bison? Is it pronounced bison or bison? Like with a Z, B-I-Z-O-N. Bison? Or is it Bizone? I've always called it bison. Ghost, have you always called it the bison?
Well, to be fair, I've always abbreviated it as the PP, but
the PP gun. Because there's another PP gun. It's the PP19 Vitjazz. There's another.
I always called it the Bison.
Yeah, see, I always called it Bison. Byzantine. No, that's an old. That's an old. What is that? God damn it. Empire. There we go. The Byzantine Empire. That's an old empire. Wrong biz. That's the wrong biz, man. You want that? Wrong one. Say now the bottom of the screen looks really clustered, but it's fine. They'll get moved around and stuff. It's fine. It's all good. They're not gonna stay where they are. They're gonna get moved around. All good. I guess we can start from the top left and kind of move our way across left to right, up and down. Kind of like reading a book, just make it easy. We're gonna have the duder up first. Where is he? Where is that little nerd? There he is. Ugh, a little nerd back on Earth, 19999. Where are you, freak? There we go. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah, we'll hang out for another 5 minutes, but then kind of let people filter in, and then we'll get rolling on this tier list. That sound good to you, Ghost? Sound good?
Chilling, darling.
All right. Also, everyone say hello to Ghost. This is his first time being on a live stream of any kind. Actually, no, we did like one of my first streams. We did we did Power Wash Simulator, didn't we? Didn't we do that? Life lessons with Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, life lessons. That was.
I remember that. That one never saw the light of day. I deleted that immediately after because we ran it for like an hour and a half doing nothing.
That's what. Well, see, that's what Power Wash Simulator does.
It kind of is, though. Kind of is. You're not wrong.
It's the life lessons.
Life lessons.
Because it's the life that no one can really ever get.
just being a dude who does Power Wash Simulator.
It sounds so easy and simple. Too good to be true.
I would say hello to Ghost, but if I acknowledge his presence, he'll haunt me. Oh.
Damn straight.
I didn't know that was a thing. Is that why you won't get out of my life? Is because you're haunting me? Is that why? This whole time I've been acknowledging your existence, and that's why I can't get rid of you?
Yeah.
Even when I went and got a girlfriend and I still can't get rid of you?
It's why I can't play Phasmophobia with you, because I'm already...
You're already a ghost. You're cheating.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Although
I'm eager to play that, though. We can definitely
do that.
Yes.
When that comes to console, I'll definitely play that.
Yeah. Get you in for some Phasmo, man. Dimitri, hello there. Welcome to the stream, man. Megan Pickles, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Hello. How's everyone doing this evening? Dimitri, it's been a little bit. How's it going, man? Hey, Dimitri, he follows me over on Instagram. He likes a lot of my stuff. Assuming it's the same guy. Same person. I think it is.
Dimitri Petrenko.
He's got an interesting looking profile picture if it's him. It's Donald Duck with like a scar across his face. He looks like Solid Snake, but it's Donald Duck. From is that Mickey Mouse? Disney? Yeah. I always get Donald Duck and Daffy Duck mixed up. I always get the names mixed up. I know the two different characters, but I get the names mixed up. Okay, well,
isn't Daffy Duck black?
Yeah, he's black and he's he's
Donald's white.
yeah, and Donald's a sailor, I think.
Daffled Duck.
Daffled Duck.
I'm fucking reading chat. It's funny.
Daffled Duck. Bamboozled Duck is more like it because I can't ever seem to get them right.
Oh. Yeah.
Bamboozled. And I will say, on my end, the guns are not as nice and clear as they are on stream. They're kind of blurry for me, but it's fine. As long as you guys can see them all good, that's what matters.
That's awkward.
I think it's because I'm streaming my screen, so it just freaks out a little bit. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Plus, they can't see all the other stuff going on my screen. I have the list of assets over on the left side and a bunch of other stuff on the... There's a lot more going on than just what they are seeing. That's part of it, too. I will say, though, on my second screen, it looks real nice. My second screen, I have another thing for chat and another screeny screen there, too. I guess I could, for these... I could always take chat out of here and make more room for more guns. That way I can just see... Although then... Well, no, because then they wouldn't be able to see it. What do you think? What do you think, Ghost? You think keeping chat up in the top right, or taking it away to make room for more guns later?
I mean... I feel like it could be fine where it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once we get started and we start, like, eliminating...
Yeah.
Guns on the screen, it should be fine. But
I just mean for like future streams, not this one obviously. I'll leave it where it is now.
But for future streams,
like future tier lists. That way you can get
you could
more
always
guns in here.
You could always kind of squeeze like the guns more together, I guess maybe. I might be
Yeah.
able to make room.
If I make them
Or you
any
can maybe like
smaller, though, they start to get really pixelated and grainy looking
yeah.
because of the resolution of the images. Which I definitely didn't steal off the internet. I
I
definitely
feel
went
like
and took these pictures myself. Twitch. They,
it's
they,
just
they got angry at me the last time for having quote unquote copyrighted materials, which I didn't.
oh
I intentionally went and found images that weren't copyrighted, but that's fine. Whatever.
yeah.
I
I feel
don't
like
judge.
maybe in future streams you could probably you might not need the chat on the screen maybe.
I don't know. I'm just
I
thinking
don't
of
know.
it not necessarily for me, but for everyone watching. Because some people
Yeah.
like to have the chat up there.
I mean to be
that way they can see what
yeah,
saying.
that's fair.
Because with the tier list,
Kind of,
how we've done it before is they get the final say, not me. So wherever they want to put a gun in the list, their vote counts more than mine does. I'm just a tiebreaker. So, but now that I've got you here, that dynamic changes a little bit. So, if you're here for future ones, that dynamic will continue to kind of change.
Yeah.
Reap sees a problem with the tier list. What's the problem with the tier list, sir? Sir me. Where's the ump? It's not in here yet. Listen, man, you've had this issue every.
Yeah, where is the UMP? That's a good question.
Come on! Shut up! Don't back him up. How dare you? Listen, we only had so much.
Question.
We only had so much room in here. Okay, we only had so much room in here for guns. Okay, all right. Listen, shh. That's my answer. Shush. Hush yourself. I don't want to hear your slander. And to be fair, I think we know where we would put it. I think me, you, and Reeps. Reeps is also a UMP guy. So I think we kind of know where it would go. Put the Chinese bullpup 9mm on here, but not the ump. Yeah, because that's one that not everyone knows about. We have a lot of like well-known guns in here, and I wanted to get some that weren't as well-known. Kind of shake it up a little bit. We had too many HKs in here, man. Don't judge me. Too many HKs. You quit laughing at me. Quit laughing at me, dick.
You're already getting kind of roasted.
Shut up.
Bruh.
Shit.
UMP is overrated. My ass.
I don't know. Well,
It's
if we're
so
talking
good.
what about the 9mm ump though? Are we talking about the 9mm or the 45 ump? Which one? Because 9mm ump is overrated.
Well, I'm talking about the 45, mainly, primarily.
Oh crap! I did miss a question from Mitri. Sorry about that. Gun in top left. Gun in the top left. Actually, that's the one we're going to start with. That's the MPX, but we'll get to that in just a second. That's the SIG MPX. I see 2 HKs. Am I dumb? Yeah, I am dumb. Excuse me. Never mind. I thought we did have another HK in here. I thought. I know we have other HKs planned for the SMG list. There's a lot more. To be fair, me and Ghost, while I was away on my super secret Delta op, wink wink, right, Ghost? Right? Yeah, that's where I was, right? Yeah. That's where we both were. We were both on a super secret Delta op off somewhere in the mountains doing cool guy stuff. While we were out there, we came up with the list of guns for this one, for shotguns, snipers, LMGs. LMGs one is going to be interesting because we combined HMGs and LMGs into one combo because there weren't enough of both. So we were kind of just coming up with a bunch of different stuff. So there's a bunch of guns that aren't on this list for this one that we'll add in later on to other tier lists that we do after this. So, 2 gun nerds sitting in an armory 5 feet apart because they're not gay. Yes, this is correct. I mean, technically, I'm more of a gun nerd, I would say. I think that's fair. Goes, correct me if I'm wrong, but most of your gun knowledge comes from like COD and stuff, right? And then like by proxy
that
from
and
me.
Somewhat real life, yeah. Mainly just video games.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be interesting.
And some
of your hot takes,
research.
your hot takes come very differently than mine.
I mean, it's not going to be like, oh yeah, the M4, does more damage than this said gun, type shit. It's just
Yeah,
going to
we're
be
not
like,
doing it
oh,
based
I
off
don't.
of that kind of stuff.
It's just my knowledge is just like
yeah,
not as
knowledge base and experience. So
knowledgeable.
yeah.
Knowledge. My noggin don't work sometimes.
Yeah, not always. I mean, to be fair, do any of our noggins work 100% of the time? At
Oh
all
God,
times?
no.
I don't think so. Mine definitely doesn't. I know definitely. Oh goddamn! I don't have my streamer lights on. God damn it! How am I gonna be a good streamer if I don't have my streamer lights on? Shit!
So unprofessional, dog.
I know. I apologize. I can't believe I've done this. What color are we going with? Let's. Ooh, let's go like a nice green color, right where C is at, like lime green. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Jay Golden, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Not like we can see you with or without your stream lights. Yeah, I know, but it's part of the aesthetic, okay? When I finally get a webcam and you guys can see my glorious masked face, you'll be able to see the streamer lights in my goggles. I have thought about that. It's gonna be so weird when I get a webcam because all you guys are gonna see is the same face you see for like all my reels and stuff. It's just gonna be me wearing my helmet and mask and a shirt instead of like wearing my plate carrier and stuff because otherwise I'll get hot. It's gonna be a very weird experience the first time in it. I still need to do a. Did you watch the video Ghost where someone told me to do a hand reveal over at Bing, like on the field? Someone told me I need to do a hand reveal instead of a. Yeah, I think it was Cyborg.
When was it? When was it?
It was for Operation, or no, it was for Central Front 3. I think it was part 3 or 4. So it would have been like 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe ago. It's been over a month.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe.
But somebody yelled at me to do a hand reveal on my Instagram or YouTube or something. It's like, do you guys really want a hand? And then as I asked more people throughout the day, they were like, yes, do a hand reveal. We don't want to see your face. Show us your hands. It's like, what? I mean, now that I think about it, my hands are normally covered for most of my videos, so I guess it makes sense, but it's just very odd. Very odd thing to request.
I've heard odder.
Oh, why now?
I've heard more odd requests.
That is true. Half reveal? No. Because that's too close to toes, and I'm not selling those without getting some money out of
it. Fucking plan B in case streaming fails.
If streaming fails, my toes be looking hella fresh.
Oh, yeah.
For anyone who wants that, I guess. Which I guess that's kind of neat. Oh, actually, that does remind me. For anyone who, well, actually, I don't think anyone knows this at this point, other than you, Ghost, and a couple of other, like a handful of other people. My merch store is officially live. I haven't put out a video about it because I'm editing together a video about that. Just like a little announcement video that I'm putting together. But if you guys want to, you guys can go and find. I have 5 shirts up right now on the store that you guys can go and check out. It's wolfdenapparel.store. So you guys can go and check that out if you guys want to. They've got the Lore Master shirt in there. We have the basic M4 guy shirt in there. Basic Tarkov player, which is kind of basic Tarkov player and basic AK guy kind of mixed together. We have the 45 or nothing shirt. And then we have the Lone Wolf Airsoft logo shirt. There's a lot more that are going into circulation I'm currently working on. But if you guys want to go check that out, that's wolfdenapparel.store. And that's all the shilling I'm going to do, so don't ask me to do it again. You guys will have to wait for that sweet announcement trailer thing, whatever you want to call it. Like an announcement video, I guess. Probably put that out tomorrow. You guys are welcome to go and do that. We'll find all that fun stuff up and going. But speaking of up and going, Ghost, are you ready to get on this, my dude? You ready to get flamed for our opinions?
Well, it's Should be interesting. I think I'm ready.
You think you're
I already
ready?
know where. I already know where one's needs to go.
Yeah,
I don't.
there's one. We'll
I
get to
don't
it, but we
care.
know where it needs to go.
It's needs to go below where it should go, or it is going to go, hopefully.
Hmm.
But
All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get her moving then. So, everyone, welcome to the SMG tier list. If you hadn't figured it out, these are all SMGs by classification, and we're gonna do this a little different from normal. So, since I have Ghost here, and we can kind of banter back and forth, I will take your guys' votes on where guns go. But if the two of us are confirming on where something should go, and you guys are kind of confirming as well, well, it's just going to go right there. So more of this is going to be based off the banter back and forth between me and Ghost, and whether or not you guys agree with one person or another, um, rather than me kind of being a deciding vote from last time. So buckle in, boys and girls, because this is going to be a rough one. All right, Ghost. So first up on the lineup, going from top left, and we'll go from top left to the right and then down. So first up in the lineup, we have the Sig MPX. Now, Ghost, tell me what you know about this gun. Tell me what you know. What you got?
Well, I know that
it's not going here. Just not cutting off. It's not going here. I'm just putting it in like center view. That way everyone knows what gun we're talking about.
Yeah.
But that's not where it's going. Everyone relax. We'll do that for every gun. But go ahead, Ghost. Send it.
Oh well. I know it's an SMG. And that it is a gun.
It is. This is also man. This is great.
And I know that it is. It looks pretty decent, I must say.
It's decent.
And
it's passable.
I think that the iron sights are making me want to nut, maybe, possibly. I don't see them, so I don't know, but I'd give it a chance.
All right, so so we have your knowledge on the gun. Let me give you mine now, and we'll kind of decide where this thing needs to go. So, for anyone who doesn't know, this is the Sig MPX made by Sig Sauer. It is kind of their answer to the MP5 in their lineup of guns. It's like the little cousin, little brother, little sister, whatever you want to call it, to the MCX, which is their full-size rifle. And it's chambered in 9mm, not like 45. This is just a 9mm. I think they make 45 variants of it, but I'm not sure. Since Ghost brought it up, the iron sights are, from what I know, they're very similar to like the ACR sights from MW3, if you remember those. They're kind of like that. They kind of have that open circle face. It's kind of like a modified MP5 sight sort of setup, but with an actual iron sight connected to pick rail rather than just being integrated directly into the gun. And then this variant has an M-lock rail. I think some come with pick rail and some come with key mod. We don't talk about that last one because it's garbage. But this is pretty basic setup for the MPX is what you're seeing right here. Reeps is saying the MP6, not wrong. I don't know about 45, but they definitely make they make a 40 cal, which is interesting. 40 cal is kind of a weird one. I don't really like 40 cal personally. So, what do you think there, Ghost? I think I know where it belongs. So if you want me to go first, I can go, and then you can make your decision.
I mean, like I said, most of the knowledge I have from some of these guns, I will say most likely most of them are within video games. So that's where my knowledge will mainly be.
Say this is in MW2 new COD. The MPX.
Yeah, and it's in quite a few games.
It's in a lot of Tom Clancy games actually. I realize.
Yeah.
They like their SIG guns in that
and game. If I'm going to be honest with you, I barely ever use it. So.
Oh Lord, that's not gonna be good.
This is gonna be interesting.
Also, Dimitri just said
got
if these are the same as his gun in airsoft, because he owns an airsoft MPX, these iron
yeah
sights are really great, according to Dimitri.
yeah. I'd say go ahead and put it wherever you think it is, and
Okay.
I'll let you know
That
what
is a
I
little
think,
dangerous.
and we'll see what happens.
Okay, oh, Reeps is putting in his insight. Put it up in S tier. Haven't heard anything bad about it, and it's lighter than an MP5. That is true. Something
That that
it's
that makes sense.
it's much lighter than an MP5 because the MP5 is the polymers and stuff that they use are heavier than this one because it's older. I don't know that I would put it in S tier. I have some other
I
guns I would. I would personally put it right there. I think that's where it belongs. Personally, I think that's where it goes.
Yeah, I agree with what Dimitri said.
The stock doesn't look great, but if it can be changed, it deserves to be A tier. So
Yeah, I agree with that,
here's the
actually.
thing with SIG guns and stocks. SIG guns use a piece of pick rail at the back of the stock or at the back of the gun to attach stocks to. So this could be changed out for a buffer tube style one, like the MCX uses, or any other sort of minimalist style stock. Really, any stock that uses that system from SIG and other companies. It's literally just a piece of pick rail at the back of the gun because it doesn't have a buffer tube or anything. There's just a piece of pick rail on the back of the low receiver that you can attach a stock to if it's using that same system. Which does technically mean you could attach a foregrip, a light, or an optic or something below, like behind it. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd put it in A though.
don't know where.
I I'm
Okay.
feeling B.
You're feeling B tier?
Yeah. B
What
tier.
reasons? Also, Raven, welcome to the stream. Hello, sir. The lore master has arrived. He's here.
I gotta say, I'm just not. I don't. From personal preference, I've never actually like used an airsoft or anything. But I will say that for my own personal like opinions on how it looks, that's part of it, and another part of it is that I don't know. I feel like I'd have to like actually like get my hands on,
Okay.
to actually
I
like
think that's
completely, put it in. But I'm just feeling like B from my own personal standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
With all the knowledge that I know about it.
Yeah.
And what you
I think
just said.
Reeps just mentioned something. What was that, Reeps? I believe the MPX came before the pick rail system, so there should be buffer tube adapters available. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So there are different stock options for this gun. Dimitri, you're talking about the MP5. We'll get to the MP5 in just a minute, my friend. Don't worry, that one's coming. What gun, Ray Raven? We're talking about the MPX right now. We're talking about the MPX. It's the guy up in A right now. Ghost is saying we should put it down in B, though. Is anyone else corroborating on that? Personally, I think, although I wouldn't put it in a high A. Does that change your opinion of where I'm putting it right now?
Yeah, I feel actually.
I wouldn't put it in a high. I'd put it in a low A because there's some other guns that are come up that are better than this gun in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think
fair. That's fair.
So I say we'll leave it in A for now, and then we can shift it later if not.
Yeah.
MPX uses MP5 mags. No, it does not. It has its own proprietary mags made by SIG. They're a little weird. They're kind of like a mix of MP5 and AK mags. They're really odd, but the flared mag well on there helps kind of insert a little easier. So, but anyway, Ghost, you're good leaving this guy here in A, even if that means possibly moving him later.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and lock him so I don't grab him. Next up, we have one of my faves. He's an oldie. Get the PPSH 41 or the Pippishaw if you're Slavic and understand how to pronounce that correctly. It's phonetic. But we're gonna go ahead and bring him out right here. Obviously, he's not a modern gun by any means, but Ghost, go ahead if you want the stage. Go for it, or I can go first. Don't matter to me.
Well, I mean, personally, I'm more into modern weaponry, but the
Mhm.
PPSH and the reason what we talked about when we were like
Mhm.
coming up with this list is that the PPSH to me is very it's kind of screams nostalgia for me personally.
Say it's an icon. I
It's
think that's
very nice looking
mhm.
in my opinion.
Yes, yes.
But I don't know if I could put it like in like the highest tiers or anything. But
Mhm.
I'd definitely put it high up there somewhere.
Yeah. Say, and it is important to note we're talking about like just base form. Like we're not adding attachments. We're not adding any sort of
Yeah.
modernization to these guns. Some of them, like the images, like have suppressors or grips and stuff on them. We're not taking any of that into account. We're just taking in the base gun as it is. Other
Yeah.
than the Pepeshaw, we're accounting for the drum mag possibly because that's kind of a standard thing. Not really this. You don't see the stick mag as much, but you see the drum mag more.
Yeah.
So
And another thing I will say is like more a lot of European weaponry looks. They, I mean, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this or not, but a lot of European like weaponry throughout time just looks like they look good with like more wooden furniture, more like whereas like certain like I guess for example like U.S. weapons for example don't really look in my opinion don't look that good with like
yeah,
certain wooden furniture stuff like
you
that.
know, I would agree.
Whereas like yeah
I would agree with that. So there are just certain guns that look better in wood furniture. Oh, excuse me.
yeah
Apologies. Oh God, my I was taking a sip of a soda and now it's going back up. Sorry about that. Um, but I would agree. The wood on this is much nicer than some of the polymer conversions I've seen people put on them in modern. Um, but I have seen people take what the little handguard. It's not really a handguard. It's a shroud, is what it's called. It's like a heat shield or a shroud. I've seen people modernize that with like a Picatinny rail and stuff, and like an integrated suppressor. Not gonna lie, the PPSH 41 looks pretty good modernized. We're not taking that into account, but it looks solid. Chat is
eh.
going crazy on this one, by the way. Chat, we'll get to you guys in just a second. We're just debating between ourselves really quick. I'm seeing you guys go nuts over there, but hold on, 1 minute. Go ahead, Ghost.
Well, I mean, I need to see some pictures, and I did we
Mhm.
did look at a few,
Yeah.
or at least a couple when we were looking at this, and I will say I was like the modernized PPSH 41s
Mhm.
or any PPSH like variant and
Ye-
like modernized. It just to me it just looks kind of wrong.
Yeah, it does. It kind of looks weird. Some of the features they add onto them later is neat, but I think the base form of the 41 with the drum mag is like peak for this gun.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, I think I just the style, the cyclic rate on this thing, which that's the rate of fire for gun nerd terms. Cyclic rate is rate of fire is immense. This thing is fast. It's like a little mini
Yeah.
LMG. It's ridiculous. Um, but it's I think it's 9. Yeah, it's 9 mil. Um, it's nothing like too fancy. It's just your typical woodstock SMG from um, early to late World War I, World War II kind of range. So I think it
Yeah.
was late World War I and then early World War II onward that it was used. But I mean that's not necessarily important.
Yeah. I would. I'm gonna go ahead and say like maybe low B or like somewhere in C personally. That's where I'm thinking. Cause
Let's
I
see.
yeah. Like I said, I don't know much about
Mm-hmm.
the actual like history of the gun. Or I mean, I know some of the history of the gun, but
Yeah.
I don't know the like defaults of the gun. You know, like the issues or how
Yeah.
it really works. But yeah, also from like what I'm hearing, I can obviously easily be swayed here because
Mm,
I lack the knowledge of it. So I will
yeah.
say that if you keep that in count from what is being said about it, I will
Mm.
definitely say that somewhere in those two tiers.
Which two? So you said B and what?
B and C, like low B and somewhere in C, I'd
Somewhere in
say.
C.
I don't think it deserves to go lower. Or yeah, I definitely think it deserves to go lower.
Before I read chat, because there's some good points being made in chat. But before
Yeah.
I do that, I'm just gonna say where I would put it, and I would put it like, I mean, just for iconicness alone, I'd have to put it like mid B. I'd have to put it there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know if I could put it in A. I don't know that it can compete against the MPX. Personally, I don't think it can. But it's also important to note that it's still being used, like in actual military combat. Like over in Ukraine, it's being used a lot. Like people are still using that thing, and I haven't seen a lot of countries pick up the MPX. So I don't know if that sways any. But I don't know that I can say that the MPX is worse than the VSH 41 simply for its combat usage. Don't know if I can personally, because I wouldn't pick a 41 over an MPX. I wouldn't, but that's just me. Let's see
like
what
I
chat's
said,
going on. You
like
go
I
ahead.
said,
I'm just gonna read chat.
with modern weaponry, for me personally, I always prefer like more modern weaponry. So I would definitely pick up an MPX over a PPSH.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's just
It's some of the more modern availabilities for it that kind of bring that up just a tad for me. Let's see.
Yeah.
Dimitri said it's an oldie, but it deserves S tier. I mean, you're not wrong. For the time, it's definitely an S tier. Like when it was peak, like against like the Thompson and a bunch of other guns that could be included in this list. It's definitely an S tier. But I think against some modern weapons, I don't know, man. S I think is being generous. Maybe that's just me though. There's a reason almost every military has tried drum mags, then promptly decided to not use drum mags shortly after. Were the drum mags? Oh, hold on, I missed something that Reap said earlier. I say C tier. Not a bad gun for its time, but some of the design choices are questionable. Mainly that it ejects straight up, which surprisingly nobody isn't very pleasant to be underneath. Oh, that's right. The ejection port is directly above the mag. So it ejects up out of the gun instead of off to the side or out the bottom.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie.
I see that. I see that. Yeah.
And then it's mostly Soviet gun that look better with wood. I was Dmitry commenting on our thing about wood earlier. I do have my dyslexia kicking in. Shush! Stop! I can't read. Let's see. Anyone else? Dimitri. I take into account that it used to be very good. Nowadays, perhaps it would be more of a B tier, but still, it's iconic. I think it's a solid B. I don't know that I can put it in A up against the MPX. But I think B is pretty solid for this guy. You stop that. I don't need to learn how to read that. It's rude. Did you see what Reeps just put in chat?
Yeah.
Rude. I don't need that. Alright. Eject point is really tough. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the ejection port being on top of the gun. It's kind of a weird thing that you don't think about until you're actually holding it, but that is a thing. And if you're not careful, brass burns fingers. So, put it C just for that, for usability. Do more than for buff. It'll try it on your shirt. Yep, it'll try to reach down and burn some skin in your shirt. That's not fun. I don't know. I think for iconicness and just like the fact that it's still being used, I think we have to leave it in B. I think we got to leave it there. We can move it if need be, but I think we got to leave it like mid to low B. Maybe on the cusp of C, but it's definitely B tier. So we're just gonna go ahead and leave it for now. Which brings us to the ever podcast, Bison, which no one seems to know how to pronounce correctly.
I still like what Reap said, the Byzantine Empire.
The Byzantine Empire. The PP-19 Byzantine.
Or just rename it the Buffalo.
I'm surprised COD hasn't done that yet. Just call it the
Yeah,
Bison.
that's fair. It's like, yeah, it's like, well, we don't have rights for the Bison, so let's just call it the Buffalo. They're the same
The
thing,
Buffalo,
right?
same thing. Russians are like, no, that's not how you pronounce that. It's phonetic. It's like, well, we don't speak Slavic here. We don't know how to do that. Pippishaw is hard enough because you pronounce two P's and an SH as Pippishaw. EZ20 Buffalo. You joke about that, Reeps, but you know if they could, they would. If they didn't have the rights to it for some reason, they would definitely do it.
Definitely unique.
Yes, unique, but I don't think in a good way. I don't think so. Go ahead, Ghost. You've been first on all these. You go ahead.
Okay. Well.
Again, though, if you want to defer, just let me know. But I think you have a strong opinion about this one, like I do. Go for it.
I don't know. I feel like the name, alone just kind of tells you how the gun. It's PP.
The PP gun. But again, there's another
You know?
PP gun, the PP19 Vitjazz, which isn't here, but we'll get to it at some point.
I mean, look, I don't know how, the actual like real life gun, operates, but in
How it
my,
performs.
how it performs, or how it, just how it feels, how it operates itself, how it thinks at night when it sleeps. I don't know. But I will say that it looked kind of dumb.
Yeah, honestly, this is the dumb gun. I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of the dumb gun.
It's PP. It's penis. I feel.
PP gun.
I don't know. It's
PP gun. Let's see. Dmitry, very fond of the Soviet guns, but I don't like the Bison that much. If I were to take an SMG, I'd just take an AKS
That is
74S
fair.
rather than the Bison.
That is fair.
Well, see, Reeves, here's the thing. You would think the Bison is reliable. It is not. This is a jammer. It's notorious for jamming. It's the mags. It's kind of 50-50 on whether or not the mag is going to be a really heavy jammer or run really cleanly. The worst failure point on this gun, from my knowledge, is the mag itself. The rest of the gun runs flawlessly. It's beautiful. Exactly as you would expect from any sort of like offshoot of an AK. But the mag itself is the problem. Number one, using the mag isn't great. It jams a lot and doesn't run cleanly. And then shush, quit making fun of me in chat. Stop that. Number two is loading this thing. They eventually came out with a speed loader for this gun, but I think it's like a 50 round mag. And if you're not doing that with a speed loader, you have to do that by hand in a helical mag. That's not fun. That's not good. Helical mag is very interesting, but I can't. Ghost, where would you put this thing? I feel like I've said enough on it.
I feel like it should go like low C, maybe D.
Honestly,
maybe
I'd put it.
I'm feeling C, like low C.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I think low C is where this belongs, on the cusp of D. I really think so. I'm actually going to move until we actually have something else in B, I'm going to move the Pippishaw just so it's not confusing. Because hold on, everybody. 1 second, I'm just moving stuff around. D for unique, but bad for everything. Yeah, say the gun itself isn't great. It's kind of just weird. For uniqueness, it definitely gets some points, but it's not enough to keep it out of the C to D range. It's snugly between C and D. It's like limbo. It's not garbage, but it's hovering. It's hovering over the garbage pile. So, I think that's yeah. Yeah, say the rest of the parts on this gun, from what I know, I've never handled one in person, but like watching videos and like researching these guns, the gun has a very good name. in reliability outside of the mag. The actual gun itself runs fine. It's just whether or not the mag is going to work. If the mag doesn't work, you're going to have problems. And if your mag don't work, then your gun don't work. So it's kind of a problem.
It's not like it can jam a lot.
Yeah, that's the problem. It jams a lot because it's a very tight mag, and the helical, the way it like turns, it causes the gun to jam up pretty easy if it's not done correctly. It's just kind of a picky system.
I've never been the biggest fan of like drum mags or like mags of that.
Yeah, the helical mags are not my favorite. Not a fan. Although we'll get to a gun in this one lineup that's kind of like a helical mag. That's an exception to that rule, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Turns out when you take an AK and give it a magazine without a spring, the AK don't work too well. That is true. Also, I think it was Dimitri. Yeah, Dimitri brought up an interesting point. The AK-74 or the AKU-74S or the AKS-74U. No, yeah, AKS-74U. Ghost, what do you consider that? Is that a rifle to you, or is that an SMG to you? Because it's one thing the internet can't seem to get right. I think I know the answer based on technicality and classification, but what do you think?
Well, like you said, when it comes to like caliber, I feel like it does kind of depend on the caliber. So mm-hmm. I mean, if it's an AR caliber, I mean, I feel like it could be an AR. Mm-hmm. As for like it looks though, in my opinion, it always. So I feel for me, it's kind of I'm kind of in limbo when it comes to like deciding where it is because I don't know. Yeah. It could be either one. So kind of depends. It's a gun. I agree with that.
Yeah, the lore master said it's a gun. He's decreed it. It is part of the lore now. Oh lord. So the 74U is chambered in the same caliber that the AK-105 and like the 103 is. So those are like full-length rifle AKs. The only difference between the 74U and the 105 is the barrel length. So at that point, it's basically an SPR, kind of like a really short-barreled AR, kind of the same idea. So just because you shorten the barrel on an AR doesn't necessarily make it an SMG by definition. So that's why it's not here. We did discuss that one. Same with like the Honey Badger. Honey Badger is technically not an SMG. That's just a really short AR using a different caliber, but it's still a full-length like rifle cartridge. Anyway, that's technicality and such. Small AK.
It's like saying size doesn't matter. Small.
Size don't matter. We're gonna have some words AK, on the Groza then. Yeah, the Groza's a weird one. I know. The Groza kind of breaks the rules, but it's different. The Groza different because it's not an AR. It's not an SPR by technicality. So I don't think the Groza. Uses a. We'll get to the Groza. Don't you get ahead of yourself, Reeps. You can't see it, but I'm pointing at you. Don't get ahead of yourself. We'll get to the Groza. Don't distract me. You're all good, Dimitri. That's a common thing. Like media and video games will tell you that that's an SMG until like some of the more recent CODs. I think they started switching that. Was that the most recent COD or a couple before that?
It was the most recent one.
Most recent.
Pretty positive.
It's been an SMG up until Modern Warfare 2, like the most recent one. I think.
Modern Warfare 2, 2022, yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't even trying to derail the stream. Almost did it himself. Just too good at this. Shush! Shush! Silence yourself. We'll get to that when we get to it. God damn it, Reeps. You and your derailing ass. You know I'm easily tempted into a gun side tangent. What do you think we're doing right now? Talking about the AKS-74U. What do you think we're doing? Anyway, we have another... God damn it. We have another gun to talk about. Everyone shush. I don't want to hear your garbage. Alright, next up on the list, we have a different one. This one's interesting. This is the CMMG Banshee. This little dude, this little homie. Ooh, right there. Look at him.
The
This,
Banshee.
yeah, the Banshee, smallest armored personnel carrier I've ever seen. Also called the APC-9. I think the APC-9 is a different gun. That's made by B&T, I think. This is made by CMMG. It's two different guns. There's a bunch of like guns that are kind of in the same like AR 9mm platform. But before we get into that, Ghost, go ahead. Opinions. Let's hear them. And how you're
Well,
wrong.
yeah. Look wise, I would love to kit that bitch out.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty nice. It looks pretty small,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks pretty compact to a certain extent. It is pretty sexy. I agree with the look.
Lore Master, yes.
It's pretty sexy in a way. It could be a little sexier,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Actually, I will say I don't know anything, like hardly anything about the Banshee. I don't ever see anyone ever like use it, review it, do anything with it. I don't. It's just never. I've never come across it. So only in like Call of Duty, maybe,
Yeah.
or
So
like
it was in 2019 COD, but it was a little
Yeah.
different. That one wasn't quite
and it's
the
also
same
it's also in
Banshee
the
you're
new
used to.
one,
Yeah.
newest one, but it's just
That
I
one's
don't
also
know.
got a weird change that I'm not entirely sure why
Yeah,
they made it.
they also look a little different as well, I
Yeah,
think.
it looks a little
So
different. Which that's
I
for
will
legal reasons, I'm assuming. But
maybe.
there's a change internally to this gun in video games that they make that I don't understand why. But
Well,
you go
yeah,
ahead and
like
finish your thought.
for one from that picture, that's for the tier list. It's vastly different from the one, for example, on Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So like the stock is completely different. The actual like gun is like the mag, I believe, is different. At least like
yes, it is.
like it's all kind of it doesn't look anything like it. So I
No.
can't say like I have a good relationship with this gun person.
So it looks
I don't
the
have any
same,
relationship with
or
this
it
gun.
looks different, but it functions pretty much the same in games as it
Yeah.
does in real life, as far as I know.
I'd say honestly, maybe C. I'm feeling C somewhere. Maybe D.
Above,
C or D, honestly.
C or D, above or below the Bison?
I'd say it's before the Bison. It's
Before the
definitely
Bison.
above the Bison.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
above
was
the
gonna
Bison.
say, I was gonna say low B, high C, and here's why. Let's just get right to the point. This is basically just a really short AR or M4 that's, instead of being chambered in a rifle caliber, is chambered in 9 or 45. Just depending on which one you're using. And I think it uses Glock mag standard. Like, you can just throw a Glock mag into this thing and it's fine. But here's where the change in like video games gets a little odd. In video games, they change it from a 9 or a 45 to 5.7. Like the same thing that the FN 5.7 is chambered in, or the P90. I don't know why they do that, but that's where the mag change and some of the like external features change kind of comes from. I'm not sure why, because the Banshee is not ordinarily chambered in that. It's chambered in 9 or 45, I think. I could be wrong. There might be a variant that is 5.7. But I would put it, because it's a little different, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a simp for the angled magwell. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of like the Vector, which isn't in here. But I kind of, and like the look of it is not bad, and the modernization. It's just an M4, but it's small. It's small M4. And I'm an M4 guy. I like M4s, although the ACR is better. That's a different topic, though. But I would give it like a low B, high C. I think definitely in front of the Bison. But I think you're saying C tier in front of the Bison, right?
It's definitely, yeah. I'd give it a
Say
C.
C tier. Okay. Let's see.
Above Bison. Above
Right,
Bison.
let's see. Let's see if I'm going to be overruled by chat here.
Well, first of all, I will say this: no matter what, this gun, is or can be. It's nowhere near an M4.
No, not even close.
It's nowhere near the M4. Dog. It's just not.
Yeah.
And I think that you need to, get help.
No.
You think that it's even near the M4 or the ACR in that fact. Because
well, I just like it because here's where I was coming
S
from.
tier or higher.
No. Here's where I was going at, like putting it in a B tier versus a C tier. This is where I was getting. It's something familiar. It's very unlike some of these other guns. If you've never handled like a PPSH 41, you're not gonna know how to operate it. Or a Bison, you're not gonna know how to operate it if you never touched an AK. Same kind of with the MPX, but this one, it's got a familiarity to it. That's why I would put it in B, because anyone who's handled like any sort of M4 style gun that has like typical magwell and everything like that, like functionality wise, it's very similar. So anyone could just pick this up and kind of know what they're doing with it, based off of if you have any experience with an M4. That's what I was going after, putting it in a B versus a C. But I think I'm going to get overruled anyway, because I'm seeing a lot of C's in chat and not a lot of B's.
I definitely think that it deserves a good C.
Okay.
But it does need to go above the Bison, in my opinion.
I would put it ahead of the Bison for sure. Let's see. Reaps said I give it a D because it's so generic and the MPX already exists. That's fair. Let's see. The Battle Royale craze of guns. Oh, you're talking about this one in relation to COD because of like changing stuff around. Nearly shows this gun over my MPX, but it doesn't look as good as it is. Air Raven is saying C tier. The Lore Master has said C tier. And then Dimitri's also saying C. So I think I'm being overruled here. So let's move the Bison over. Mr. Bison, you're moving further down on the list. Suck it, nerd. America. Stupid Soviets. They don't know how to build a gun.
Damn commies.
Them damn commies don't know how to do nothing. Alright. Bison, you're staying there. Banshee, you're also staying. I zoned out. I'm gonna be real. It's all good, Raven. You're all good, man.
I feel that very hard.
Reaps, I meant as in Sig made the MPX, then it seemed like everyone made it, not SMG, just to get into the market. I mean, if we're being fair, HK did it first with the MP5, technically speaking, or even the PPSH. But yeah, the MPX did kind of spur on that whole like subgun craze there for a little while. You are correct. Next up, if Wolf thinks the Evo is tip of the spear, he's wrong. Shh! Don't call me out yet. Don't do it. Zero, do not call me out. We're gonna get to that when we get to it. Shh. We have bigger fish to fry, and the next one is definitely one that needs to be fried in the furnace of hell. And that's this gun. Come here, you piece of garbage. Come here.
Oh, yes.
No.
I can't wait.
No.
I can't wait to see what happens here. I hope.
F.
I don't care.
F.
I hope.
F.
I hope that this gets higher than
It doesn't belong in Curse Beyond Repair because you can fix it by changing out the caliber, but it's still F.
Oh, it's so funny.
Raven said AUG A3 D tier. Okay, listen. Listen here, you little shit. Kidding. I have no.
I would say, like, okay, look wise, and that's pretty much what I'm here for at this point. Look wise.
Yeah, you're going.
I will say,
and stuff, kind of.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about the guns themselves. But like look wise, I will say it is not as sexy as it could look.
No.
I don't know if it's just that picture. It's that mainly that picture because I've I've seen some pretty
No,
like good
no,
looking ones.
no, don't
And
say
that's
these
and the, you
things.
know
No.
and you know when we were talking about this tier list, I was thinking, you know what? It looks pretty good. Like it looks like
No.
a hot girl that
No.
you'd see at like Walmart or some shit, God forbid. But
Oh
you see a
God. A hot woman at
Walmart,
Walmart.
and it's just
What
like
Walmart are
she's
you
she's
going
pretty
to?
aight, she's pretty aight, but she looked like she got some issues. That's what it reminds me of. Like it looks like a hot girl with issues,
Mhm.
and I would put it in D or C. I would say that.
D or C.
I would
F.
put it in D or C.
It belongs in F with the trash that it is. And here's why, okay? The AUG A3 was perfect in 5.56 or a higher caliber. I don't know why they made a para version in 9. It's stupid.
Because you
It's
always make a para
stupid.
version of
No.
normal guns, Bailey.
Yeah, but you could have just made it shorter instead of longer.
It's just
You
not how it
shortened it.
is.
It's a paratrooper version. It doesn't have to be garbage with this stupid
You can still
mag.
look, man. Look, sometimes you just
Dumb.
gotta have. Sometimes you just gotta have a
Ugh.
secondary, okay?
No.
A secondary version of a good gun, and that's what this is.
Ugh.
You know how it performs.
Garbage. Ugh.
You don't know how it performs.
Ugh. I don't like that you're making a valid point. Stop. Stop. My brain.
Look, it could.
My AUG is sad right now. Looking at this. He's so sad. They made a para version in 9 to keep parts compatibility? No, just 5.56. That already had compatible parts in 5.56.
Look, man, I'm thinking it's gonna have to go in C or D. I don't think your wish is gonna come true.
Let's see. The lore master initially said D and then changed to F when I started yelling, so I'm not gonna count that as an actual change. He's just gonna go and say he's voting D. Reeps, how dare you say B tier above the PPSH? How dare you? What? Is this man insane?
I don't think so.
And then Zero should have left it alone. That's not a tier, but yes, you should have just left it alone. That was perfect. Why did you break it? Why?
That should be a tier. Should have left it.
Should have left it alone. Maybe I can make that later. Make that another tier. Dimitri says I say D, but I don't like it very much, so it's personal opinion. This is all Dimitri. This is all personal opinion, honestly. It's all personal opinion backed up with as little or as much fact about the gun as you want.
It's definitely a personal opinion because I literally called it a hot girl.
I got hot girl at Walmart. Where's that tier at?
And that, yeah.
Where's the
hot
hot
chick
girl
at Walmart?
Where's the hot stuff at Walmart?
Cursed beyond repair.
No, you can repair it. You can change the barrel and then take that stupid mag well thing out.
It's like when you didn't you have some kind of like you did have that where you put it on like an M4 mag. You did that. Oh yeah,
it's a conversion kit to change an M4 lower to an MP5 lower. You can throw a MP5 mag.
I remember you did that.
I still have that.
With the M4 and your airsoft M4, and you sent that to me. I was like,
the Night Wraith. I actually put a thing
that
is the other day.
The most horrendous thing I've ever.
Yes, it is. That's what this makes me think of. That's what this gun is that. But for
AUG. But the AUG is an M4. If you put a para mag conversion kit on an M4, it just looks wrong. But
it does.
If you put it
but
on
that's effectively what you've done to an AUG here because they haven't changed the actual chassis of the gun. At least with like the CMMG Banshee, it's been converted to a different caliber, but the lower's been changed such that the mag fits right. This one they just threw an adapter on it and called it good. It's stupid. It's dumb. That's all they did. It's so dumb.
Well, I still say I say put it in D.
Ugh. God. I don't
It's
like
close
this.
enough to F.
It's not as low as it should be, but I'll take
You can
it.
get some kind of satisfaction out of it.
Ugh. God.
At least it's not like A or B.
Yeah, where Reaps wanted it to be. He wanted it up in B. Good God. Let's see. What was the reason he gave for that? Let's see. Got a higher effective range than any other SMG in this tier list? Because it's a bulb up. What do you want from me? The bulb up. Of course it does. I don't know, man. I just can't. I can't reasonably put this thing in B. Above the... going to need to get the left it alone tab going. I honestly, we might. For the next one, I might have to put another tier in here called leave it alone. Should have left it alone.
Honestly.
Because there's a few guns that you could do that with. There's a couple of them. Let's see. SMG's goal isn't to have the highest range. It's good for sure, but not the most. That's a fair point. Look at Dimitri over here having actual civil discussion while I'm over here yelling and crying about it. Look at this man, the guy, having actual discussion about the importance of SMGs, and I'm over here being like, no, dumb, stupid brain.
We all have our piece of weaponry that we just can't be civil about.
No, this is one of them for me.
When it comes to conversing, it just can't be civil. Like me with a certain gun on this tier list that I'm going to argue over, a crybaby.
I think we both have opinions on one here.
And if
it goes any higher than where it should be going,
you're gonna have two upsets.
Oh yeah, Reaps, you son of a bitch! God damn you! You know what? Say Ghost knows what you're talking about. You know what he's talking about?
All I'm saying is the EBR. Okay.
EBR is not a battle rifle, god damn it.
The EBR
it's not.
Is an EBR. And if an EBR is an EBR, it's an EBR, which means it's a rifle.
I'm not talking about the AK. You were to insult it, I deal it as well. I can't really insult the AK platform, honestly. Other than the Bison, there's a couple outliers, but the AK platform has its own, just the AK-100 series. We're not going to talk about the AK-12, okay? We're not talking about that piece of garbage. We're talking about the nice AKs. I have no issues with the AKs. I just don't own one. I really want one, but I don't own one.
I used to like AKs until somewhat recently.
Yeah.
I actually got a certain love for them. Mm-hmm. Well, not love. I can't. That's a little too far. Yeah, an appreciation.
More of an appreciation, just because I wasn't exposed to them as much. Reeves, we're not talking about what EBR stands for. Shush. Not what it's. It may stand for something, but that's not what it's used for.
It stands for enhanced battle rifle. But
very big.
If that's the case, then that makes it a battle rifle, and that makes sense. Then it's a battle rifle, but it's a marksman rifle.
Yes, it's used as a marksman rifle. It lines more up with a marksman rifle than a battle rifle.
It's the meme with Patrick and his wallet. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, it's not my wallet.
It's it's an EBR. That makes sense to me. Then take it. It's a marksman rifle. It's not an EBR.
Zero, you think we should have done the PP9 instead of the Bison? You mean the PP19 Vitjazz? Is that what you're talking about, Zero?
Oh, we don't have
the Vitjazz isn't in here. That's on the list of SMGs. We just didn't add it in for this one.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about. If the I don't know. Is the PP9 something else? Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. See, that's on for part 2 of this tier list series for the SMG. That's part 2. I think we had that one for part 2. I don't remember. It's in there somewhere. Where the ump is as well. The ump's in there somewhere too. We did not get to it. Next time we do SMGs, we'll have the Vector, the Vitjazz, the ump, the PP2000. Yeah, the PP2000's on there. This I think it is. Maybe the CMG? I'm forgetting what the CMG is. I don't know. I don't know. Reeves knows things. We don't. We don't know things. We kind of know things. Weird. Oh, the Swiss dude. Yes, I do. I have that pulled up. I also have the Set Me pulled up still from another gun or from another stream we did. I still have the Spanish Set Me pulled up. So that one will come in at some point, but that's not a SMG. Anyway, 1 second, Ghost. You go ahead and entertain for just a moment. I need to go to the bathroom because I chugged a soda. So, one moment. Unprofessional streamer going.
Okay. So while Wolfie Boy is in the John, we're going to hopefully he doesn't all in, but or I'll be the host from now on. This will be very awkward. But so the M14 is a very good gun, and I just want to know because I've heard goes on to a low, but we're getting Tech 9 curse. No, we can't put the Tech 9 in curse because that spot's already reserved for the very special child of the M4 and the P90. In my opinion, it should be. I don't think that. I don't know. We might get we might get screwed out of our opinion, but I don't like I forgot what it's called. The M4 with the P90 mag. That piece of shit. I hate that thing with all my passion, and I will do everything I can to get that in curse beyond repair. That's all I'm saying. I'm spoiling it, but it has to be said. My hatred. Well.
Also, hello everyone, I'm back.
I'm spoiling the fact that Oh yes, the FSS Hurricane.
Why are you spoiling things? We're gonna get to that one. Just relax.
The MK14 is. I like all the M14, classic and modern, personally, because I'm just an M14, somewhat M14 fanboy. But no, we're talking about the what should be in curse beyond repair, and I'm like, that spots should be reserved.
Reserved
already.
I don't know. There's a couple more in here that
but that thing is the bane of my existence, and not just because it's a gun in Call of Duty that I dislike. It's just because it looks retarded. It looks. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll just wait until we get to it.
You want to just go to it? We talked about it at this point.
Well, I mean, we can.
Zero's waiting for he's waiting for Wolf to point out that the Evo is tip of the spear. Listen, shut up. I'm getting my drink really quick. It's on the other side of the room. One second. Hold on.
I don't. The Evo is solid. A solid.
How am I gonna have this pizza without my drink?
My drink.
Bonk. I have my drink now. I don't know if you could hear me internally screaming from across the room, but I did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
You could hear me, but I did say that the Evo is a solid S. I will say.
We're not there yet. Shh.
I'm just saying because you brought it. Okay, no.
I didn't bring it up. Zero brought it up.
Zero brought it up.
He's trying to derail. He's trying to derail because he wants to destroy.
Well, yeah. Yes, and the thing is it's working. So.
Yeah, him and Reeps have been the derailers tonight. Not cool.
And I think that let's just go to the MP.
MP5? Okay.
How about that? Let's go MP.
All right, MP5. And for clarification, me and Ghost discussed this already. we're looking at the MP5 as a whole. We're not gonna break it down by like the MP5 SD, the SD6. We're not doing any of that. We're just looking at the MP5 across the board. We can talk about specific like variants of the MP5, but we're just gonna look at it across the board from A1 to A4. So,
Um,
just want to
I will
clarify.
say.
Yes, it took us a while to get the AUG in. Shush, it was important. I was
um,
fighting for my life to put that thing in the garbage where it belongs.
it's a solid D. I will say that. The MP5 though, on the other hand, is well, MP5 is such a classic like gun. You know,
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
so just universally known. You know, as one of the best SMGs. You know,
That's a
to
bold
ever
statement from Zero right there.
to
That's a bold
be.
statement. That is bold.
as
Ooh,
Okay, looking at the guns that we have, I don't think. Okay, me personally,
that's a
from my own
bold
personal
statement.
preference, I like the MP5 more than fucking Evo. Okay, I will say that. But
Mm.
I do really like the Evo. So I don't think it'd be tip of the spear. But also thinking about it, what other guns on here would I put in tip of the spear other than the MP5 or Evo?
So here's the thing. This is the rule with tip of the spear.
MP7, I guess.
We've done this before with the tier lists. Tip of the spear doesn't have to get filled, technically speaking, because
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
works is when we come back to a part two of this, we add in more guns to the pre-existing list. So if we think there's another gun that we haven't talked about that is tip of the spear, then we add it. But we don't have to add one now, unless chat or somebody like one of us thinks so. Which clearly there's some debate going on about tip of the spear already for this gun. But tip of the
I
spear does
would
not
not
have
put
to get
it.
filled.
I would not put it in tip of the spear. Personally, I don't know if I have a special um interest in putting any of these guns in tip of the spear. If I'm being fair.
This one's a hot topic one. There's a lot of
Um,
discussion happening
I will say
in the
the
chat.
MP5, the MP5, though it's heavier
Mm-hmm.
from what I'm hearing from Reap, and
Mm-hmm.
then the MPX, and it's just also I was in the chat. Who said it? It was it was Dimitri. How
Mm-hmm.
it's like the PPSH, and it's like a classic and very good for its time.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that. I
Yes.
do agree with that. I don't think that it's the best SMG nowadays in this current time right now. Personally, from what from what I've heard, from what I've seen.
Is that including the A4 variant, or are you just looking at like the weapon system
Just as a
whole? Just as a
just
whole.
as a whole,
Okay.
just as a whole.
I didn't know if you were going off of experience from one or another.
No, just as a whole.
Because
I
I know
feel
we
like
both have experience with the SD, either 5 or
yes,
6.
yes,
We both have experience
yes.
with that, and I have experience with the A2 and A4. I don't. I think you have experience with the A4, which is the newest model. So, I think anyway. I think you do.
I feel like it would have to be A.
Have to be A.
S or A.
Above,
S or A in my.
so
But
above.
I would
the
have to
MPX.
put it. I would want to put it above the MPX personally.
Because we said
but
that the MPX was a low A at best.
low A. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
So MP5 above the MPX? Is that what you're saying?
Personally, I would put it there. Yeah.
Okay. I'm in agreement on this one. The MP5 has a special place in my heart. Number one, because I own an SD.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said that, over in the chat, as soon as I finish my sentence, Zero says, "Tip of the spear, you bozo." That was immediate. I appreciate the gusto, but I'm gonna say no myself. And here's why. Here's why. The MP5 is very venerable. It's got a lot of experience. It has a lot of usage in real life, and it has a good reputation for a reason. And I think it belongs in A, like high A or lower S, like somewhere in between those two, simply for the
I
fact of
agree with that.
how universal it is. This is kind of the SMG that set the standard for all of the other SMGs after it, if we're going to be honest. But I don't think I can put it in tip of the spear because of some of the older stylings and stuff that are in here and the lack of modernization after the fact. I think that's kind of the limit. Because if you start getting too modern with the MP5, you eventually get the MPX. So I think it definitely belongs in front of the MPX, but somewhere in A. I just don't know where in comparison to some of these other ones. But I do think it's a solid A myself. I'm gonna move MPX. You are getting moved, sir. Move in the way. You are in the way for the true SMG god.
If you look at what Reap said in the chat,
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Are we counting the G3 and HK30?
No, that's an important thing. The G3 and the HK33, all those other HK weapon systems that are like in the same family as the MP5, we are not taking those into account because those are rifles or like short-barreled rifles, SPRs, marksman rifles, all that kind of stuff. We're not taking that into account. We're just taking into account any sort of variation of the term MP5. So that's A1 to A4, and then A5. I think there's an A5 for the MP5, and then any of the SDs or any other like offshoots of the MP5 itself. We're not talking about any of those. Those are separate. I did want to clarify that. So good catch, Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else were people saying? Kind of reading through here. This was a very divisive one, from what I can tell. Very divisive. Uh, tip of the spear S. I'm seeing one tip of the spear, one S. They write. Reeps is saying A, but behind the MPX. Why are you saying that, Reeps?
He said the MPX was lighter
Hmm.
and more
More modern, I think. Something to that
I
effect.
think. Yeah.
Let's see. This thing has different versions, not to mention that this has a 5.56 and 30-06 counterparts. It is still in more use than the MP7 and the Evo. Yes, it does have other variants, but we're not counting that in this particular setting. Okay, now Reeps is arguing with Zero on whether or not the HK33 and G3 count. Because he's talking about it in relation to the Bison and the Groza because they're offshoots of the AK, and we're not taking the AK into account with those weapons, which is a fair point. Not really an S anymore. There's an A. That's what Dimitri says. I think we have one S, one tip of the spear, and two A's. So I think it's going to stay an A, but I think it's going to stay ahead of the MPX. We only have one person saying that it belongs in A behind the MPX, but we have three people saying that it just deserves an A straight up. I think we're just going to leave it where it is for right now. Different versions would be SD, MP5K, and MP5SK. Yes, that is correct. I forgot about the K. I kind of forgot about that one. That's a weird one. It's just a really short MP5 with like a no stock variant. Very weird. Anyway. Go ahead and lock that one up. Next, we have another kind of divisive one. This one's going to be interesting. I'm just going to Ghost, you can go ahead on this guy if you want. I didn't want to do that.
Um,
Damn it.
on good old P90.
Mm-hmm. Go, you right on ahead.
I've never really been a fan of the P90.
No?
It is a classic in video gaming. Um, but when it comes to just general, when it comes to the gun, just in general, I've never been a big fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like its kid either.
It's a kid. That's not a
So
child. That's a demon spawn. That's what that is.
that is a hell spawn.
That is a hell spawn. That's not a
I don't
child.
think, you know, uh,
Okay, let's focus in on this guy though. Focus in on the
yeah.
P90. We'll get to the him later, much later.
I've
Focus.
never personally, I don't know, like I said, I don't know, you know, gun itself and how it performs, right?
Mhm.
So I will say that in my personal opinion, very limited, mainly about looks, is that I've never really liked the look. Though the rate of fire is
Mhm.
pretty fast.
I will say the rate of fire in video games is a little slower than it actually is in real life. This boy's
Yeah,
fast,
big
and
boy fast.
you would think that for as fast as it shoots, it jams a lot. It don't. This is the one that's kind of the antithesis to the Bison, in my opinion. It's sort of got that weird style magazine, kind of like a helical, but not really. But it runs very nicely. It's and also it ejects out the bottom instead of ejecting out the top, where it can cook your skin. So that's also nice. Oh no, we have another man. Zero, you are on it with the the very bold statements. My goodness. P90 is tip of the spear. And then Reap said P90 deserves high S tier, arguably as iconic in media as the MP5, has the best chance of being useful against an armored hostile, has good attachment compatibility, is pretty damn reliable. The only thing is that it's a little bulky and slightly awkward. That is the one thing I will knock it for, is the awkwardness of being a bullpup and not a bullpup at the same time. It's definitely a bullpup SMG, but not in your typical sense because it loads from the top. Um, yes, I would agree. It's ahead of all other bullpups because of the fact that it's not super clunky like some other bullpups are, and many other bullpups. To be fair,
That's what Dimitri said.
never used the P90 in video games. I'm not really a fan, but I owe to recognize it's a good gun, a really good SMG. Yes, I think
Respect it. I will
I
say
think
that.
for me it's definitely S tier as a I could put it in A, but it would have to go above pretty much everything else we would put in A. But I think A or S is pretty respectable for this thing. Even if you're not a fan of the aesthetics of this gun, for being a bullpup, it runs very well. The one thing I knock it for is reloading. Reloading's kind of awkward, and then if you've got long arms and big hands like I do, this gun isn't exceptionally comfortable. It's kind of awkward. But other than that, this gun is very nice. Um, Parts compatibility is really good. I think Reeps mentioned that earlier. But what Ghost? What do you think? Where are you putting it? Because
I
I'd say S to like high A personally.
I'm thinking S.
S.
And one reason I'm thinking that is because for me personally, like the other guns in this
Mhm.
tier list that we haven't got to yet, I I feel like I feel like compared to them, it's higher.
Mhm.
Most of them.
Yeah.
So I want to say S, or I would agree. I would be fine with high A.
Yeah.
But I'm
It's.
thinking S personally.
I think S is where it belongs personally, and I think most everyone other than not Zero thinks it's tip of the spear. Person, that's what he thinks. Which that's that to each their own. It's just I have some not necessarily gripes with the gun, but there are some issues that keep it out of tip of the spear. But I think S is the home for this guy. I think S is a respectable home for this little guy. Being one of the few bullpups that can universally be said is a good bullpup. This one did good. You did good, champ. You did good. Making all the other bullpups look bad, but that's okay. There we are. We content putting that there. That's solid. S for solid. Only problem I have is mag. Yeah, mag storage on this one's a little odd. That is fair. Mag storage is a little weird, but they do make mag holders for this gun, so it's all good. All good. I think we can forgive the mag storage. I think that's acceptable. All right. So let's jump to. Oh, I didn't like that. Fuck you. Hey there. Next we have. Where is he? There he is. Come here, dude. Little homie. Oh God. Reaps is saying I'm gonna argue for tip of the spear because it's the only gun on this list whose prototype looked like a handheld vacuum cleaner. What? Oh God. What? I've never seen the prototype P90, so I can't. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up really quick. I'm looking up prototype P90.
I also want to see this.
Proto. Oh, God damn it.
You type right.
P90. What does this thing look like? Images.
Oh my God.
Oh yes, I have seen this thing. Yes, I have. It is like a little vacuum cleaner. Look at this little thing. Look at him. How did you go from this to the current P90? What is this?
Oh my God.
Kind of reminds me of the
Honestly,
the G11 in a weird way. It's kind of got that same vibe.
Oh, I'd love to take this into battle.
It's so weird. That is super 90, like 80s or 90s like technology though. Like that's so good. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Anyway, back to what we're doing here. Hold on. Thank you, Reeves, for the the reminder of the prototype P90. I appreciate that. All right. Well, with that out of the way, I think we'll go ahead and leave the P90 where it is for now. But Ghost, are you ready for this one? Ready for the next one? The guy we got right here.
Is the MP40 or the Groza?
No,
Oh,
we're
no,
talking
sorry.
about the MP7.
Okay, I didn't see you moved it yet. MP7?
Yeah, where are we putting it?
Well, this might be a little. It's possible this might be kind of divisive, but yes, it's very tricky.
Mhm. You want me to go
I'm
first?
not sure.
Wait a minute.
Actually, I'm not sure where this goes. I'm kind of contemplating.
Mm-hmm. Isn't this such an interesting one? Isn't this such an interesting gun?
Because although, see, I have nostalgia with it, but I don't know how it operates or how it works or how it performs, or
I mean,
I don't know.
Guns in like this one in video games is pretty accurate. It's got a nice rate of fire. It's pretty comparable rate of fire to the P90. It's a little slower, I think. And then like how much oomph power it does, so to speak, is pretty solid. Just keep in mind this gun is chambered in 4.6, which is intended to go through most soft body and some hard like plates, like armor. That's what it's designed to do. So, this It's kind of a mean son of a bitch. I'll just say that. It's mean. I don't know if it belongs above the P90 or below it, is what I'm curious about. Um, say there's the A1 and the A2, I think. The A2 does not have the little folding grip on the bottom, the A1 does. So the A2 is more customizable. The A1 is not as customizable without the pick rail on the bottom. Um, but I don't really have a whole lot of negative thing to say about this gun. I own one in airsoft and it's solid. I don't use it a lot because I just don't have a reason to, personally. Um, but it's an interesting gun. It's kind of unique in that it's just weird. I don't know. Reap's MP7, I say, is somewhere in A. It's just not got the chutzpah of the P90, but it's not as chunky as the MP5. See, I think it's above the MP5. I just don't know whether to put it in A or S. A2 is better than the A1. Agreed. I do prefer the pick rail on the bottom versus the built-in grip. I do prefer that. The grip's not bad, but I prefer the A2 to the A1. For me, I would put it at the bare minimum. This is an A tier, high A tier, bare minimum.
I want to say I want to say A. I don't know if I could put it in S though.
I don't know, man. I mean, we're kind of basing it off of whatever biases you want to go off of. We're just saying the MP7 platform as a whole. We're not going off of the A1 or A2. We're kind of like going off of both. Kind of going off of both. Ooh, Dimitri doesn't think it's as good as the MPN. Oh, interesting take. Interesting. Is it? Ghost, do you think it's better than the MPX? Let's just start with that. That's a good baseline.
No.
It's not better than the MPX, or the MPX is better?
Oh, sorry.
I think the MP7 is better than the MPX myself.
Sorry. I definitely think the MP7 is better than the MPX. Okay. But I definitely think that we should put it higher than the MP5 too. Mm-hmm. And I just don't know if it's
A or S.
I'm thinking it's A, but I'm thinking it's A.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. This is kind of the MP7's a little bit of a weird one. I don't know. MP7 is better than MPX. I don't care if you saw it in John Wick.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Say the MPs. I think the thing that's gonna put it for me is I would lean more towards S, and here's why. Here in the States, where you can get a lot of like firearms and like there's a lot of accessibility to things depending on where you live, the MP7's outside that rule, and it's because of the caliber it's chambered in. The U.S. government has made it very difficult to obtain one of these. Because of like overseas shipping and stuff, they're very hard to find and or even buy. I think I know of one like major gun tuber who owns one out of however many that I follow. So this is a unicorn gun to be sure. Like you can get a P90 easier than you can get an MP7, and there's a reason for it. So I would be inclined personally to put it in S. Does that sway anyone any other direction, or no? I would tend to take an MPX over MP7. To me, the MP7 is just a small version of the MP5 and MPX, and the bigger the gun, the better. Maybe, I mean, if you got longer arms and bigger hands, I could see that being it. I don't know if size, like bigger guns necessarily make a gun better. Just because a gun's bigger doesn't necessarily make it better. At least I don't think so. P7 has the power to slap some higher. Make a
they're
9mm look like a Sigma BB. Yes.
yeah. I don't agree with that. With what Dimitri said about the biggest gun, the better. I think that the
Yeah.
MP7 can still be better than an MP5
hmm
or an
Also,
MPX.
Reeves, to answer your question, you don't know a military that employs the MP7. The U.S. Navy, the Navy SEALs do. I don't know if they still do, but they have before. I think they still do. The SEALs are one of the few fighting forces that use it, and it's because it kind of goes against Geneva Convention or like conventions of war, because it can go through armor so easily. It's kind of like a war crime stick in the modern age, um, but not to the same extent as the original war crime stick. Too small to handle? I don't know, man. It's Navy, CIA, and SWAT. Oh, I didn't know that SWAT used the MP7. That's cool. I didn't know that. It makes sense though. It does seem like their kind of gun. Sounds like trench guns shenanigans. Pretty much. That's what the MP7 is, kind of the modern trench gun in warfare. It's very. It's not frowned upon to use it, but it's highly. Um, what's the word? Um, Highly not recommended because it can get you into trouble. Because it punctures armor so easily. That's the issue. They, Ghost, are you fine putting this guy up in S, or do you want to debate it some more with chat here?
No, I mean, at first I wanted to put A or S, but I couldn't. I feel like with like knowledge that I know about it now, like I said, I could be easily fucking swayed when it comes to this, because I have no knowledge on this stuff. So knowing what I know now, I'd say put it in that. Yeah,
S. Okay.
that's fine with me.
We'll put it behind the P90, or do you want to put it in front? So that's the other question though. In front or behind?
Personally, I would put it. I'm thinking behind, but I would, if we're going off like my fashions, I'd put it before, but we're not going off that.
Yeah.
I'll put it behind the P.
Behind. Yeah, that's what we're seeing in chat as well. There's a couple people saying behind the P. Okay. I'm willing to defer and put the MP7 behind the or put the MP7 behind the P90. I'm willing to allow it. You didn't hear anything, Reeves. Shut. Shh. You heard nothing. I don't know what you speak of. Okay, now we have another oldie, but a goodie, depending on how you look at it. We have this little homie. Come here, dude. Boom. Alright. Ghost. Ideas. Opinions. MP40.
Oh, the MP40. What a classic gun.
German engineering at its finest.
Yeah. Good old good old stick mag grip.
Stick mag grip. Hell yeah. That's not the only one either. There's another one in this list that does that. Not the only one. I think this is the OG stick mag grip, though.
I believe so.
I think so. Could be wrong, but I think it's this one.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say, honestly. To this, it's it's a gun.
B
and
B behind the paper shaw. B.
I want to put it behind. Yeah.
B.
I want to put it behind.
High C, low B. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Reeps. The paper shaw still gets use. This one doesn't. And it's because it was good for its time, but it did not last. Pretty good gun, but not as good as the PPSH. Yeah, I'm almost tempted to put it low C behind the Bison, almost, or like between the Bison and the Banshee, because I would much rather
I
take a Banshee
I
over this thing.
I would agree with that, and I was just about to say I'd rather take an MP40 over a Bison personally. So
Yeah, I think it belongs between the Bison and the Banshee in C. I think. I think that's where this thing goes.
I would, I agree.
I think we move him, knock him down, and then you come right, you go right there. You just stay there. I think that's where we put him. I think that one's pretty short and sweet, and we just leave him. I don't think we need to do anything else with him. I think, unless someone wants to bring anything up in chat here as to why we're wrong and why we're buffoons for doing such a thing. I think this is the right call. I think that's all that needs to be said about this gun. P40 should be next to the PPSH. Next to it? Ahead of the Banshee? Ahead of it? Really? We're saying the Banshee's worse than the MP40? Really? Are we?
I think it's right where it belongs.
I mean, chat's kind of saying otherwise. And say chat's kind of saying otherwise. They don't agree with that.
Really? Wow.
A lot of ally force used the MP40. I mean, yeah, but I don't know that either of us are taking that into account. I think we're just kind of going off of like the general usability of the gun for the most part. We're kind of ignoring the fact of what side made it. If that changes any opinions, we're ignoring that part. We're we're just looking at the gun as a whole. And I think, I mean, I don't know that the MP40 is better than the Banshee. I really don't. It's better than the Bison by default because the Bison's kind of not unusable, but it's unreliable. Both guns have a lot for general use in World War II. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. We have some debate in chat. Ghost, would you be willing to put it above the Banshee to ease chat here a little bit, or oh no, we have someone saying that it's Reap says that it's good between. Reap's just saying it's good.
I don't. I would not use
The
an
MP40
MP40
over
over
a
a Banshee. I don't think.
No, I wouldn't. It lacks a lot of qualities that make a good like high tier gun. The the PPSH beats the Banshee to me in uniqueness and classicness. The MP40 doesn't. Also, to be fair, the PPSH is still being used today in modern times, right alongside the Banshee, inside like the same sort of grouping. The MP40 is not. It's not being used really at all, from what I know. It being in C because the PPSH has a high rate of fire. Yeah. The PPSH is just better in general. I don't think we're discussing whether or not the MP40 is better than the PPSH. It's whether or not the MP40 belongs behind the Banshee in C or up in B with the PPSH. I think that's what we're debating. I don't know. I think it's good where it is. Reap says it's good where it is. Ghost says it's good where it is. But we have two people that are saying otherwise. C. Okay, now Zero's saying C, but in front of the Banshee, I think. Not up in B. Hmm. I think we're just gonna leave it where it is. I think we're just gonna leave it where it is. I think that's acceptable, and I think that's all that needs to be said. Not a drink. I'm kind of sad. Anyway, Ghost, is that a? I think this is acceptable for both parties here. Is that acceptable? I would have seen it just behind the PPSH because it's the freaking MP40, man. I mean, it is the MP40, but are you going to take an MP40 over a Banshee, though? Are you going to do that? I would take a PPSH over a Banshee, but I'm not going to take a MP40 over a Banshee. That's the thing, Dimitri. I don't know. I'm not taking an MP40. Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, each their
I
own.
mean, I don't know. I don't think I don't think I could.
Let me, Zero. Are you taking an MP40 over a Banshee? Let me just ask that, because he's the other one that was kind of debating. Are you taking an MP40 over a Banshee or not? The argument with it being used in modern times, it being the hands of civil hands in the Ukraine war. The MP40 or the PPSH? Which one? I think both of them are kind of being seen. PPSH. Okay. Well, Zero, which are you taking an MP40 or a Banshee first? Like, if you were given one or the other to use in a theoretical battle, which one are you taking? I'd rather take an M14 with a Banshee than a Banshee. Fair. Fair. I don't
That's very
disagree.
fair.
That is very fair. I do not disagree with that. M14 isn't on the list, though. It is not. There's a lot of guns I would take over a Banshee. But in this hypothetical, you've only got one or the other. Which one are you taking? Banshee or the MP40?
Harog.
Shut up. Shush. I don't want to hear your sass. You hate us. Fair. Banshee. All right.
Playing hand.
All right, there we go. I'm sorry, Zero. I know, I'm sorry. Listen, we had to come to some sort of consensus here, okay? We had to agree at some point, and that's what it kind of came to. I'm sorry. You can hate us. I apologize. The tier lists are divisive, if nothing else. Are we ready to move to the next one? Or does someone want to try to strong arm another vote in here? You want to try to straw man this? I'm going to give it a couple seconds. If not, we're going to move on. Also, I like how Zero called us y'all. You could tell he was angry. I hate y'all. I'm sorry, Zero. I didn't want to do it to you, but sorry. Besides, you're a little speedy boy. Don't you like the little 9mm ARs? Isn't that kind of the thing for you guys? I mean, not wrong. I don't think I am. Coming from a place of ignorance, but I think I'm right. So why is the Groza's image so much bigger than the other ones? Hold on a minute. It's so big. There we go. Size him down a little. Is look, the BNT APC-45 is not in this. I mean, we can add the APC-45 at some point. We can. I don't know if that one's on the list or not. It may not be. Rosa deserves F tier. It's arguably not even an SMG. It comes in two flavors: 7.62x39, which definitely isn't an SMG, or 9x39, which is also used in the VSS Pinterest, which is decidedly a marksman rifle. The SR3M, I don't know how to pronounce that. Vikur? which is decidedly a rifle, and the AS Val, which is decidedly confusing. Yes, agreed. You even know what this gun is. Play CQB. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Zero. I apologize. It's me coming from a place of ignorance. I apologize. Yeah, I see all your stuff on Instagram, and I kind of thought you were a Speedy Boy by the way you got all your kits set up. Clearly, I am wrong. I apologize. What I get for assuming.
I'd say this hunk of shit deserves to be an F.
I am going to agree wholeheartedly. I think Reeps hit it right on the nail. Um, it's a 9x39, which is a very confusing round. It's technically a subgun caliber, but it doesn't act like one. It's a little odd. I think this is just F tier by default. And if we're going to be honest, look where the grip is in relation to the barrel. That's all I need to say. Look where the grip is in relation to the end of the barrel. All it takes is one stray round and you lose a finger. Like the J in Spanish or the German ch. Oh. I didn't. Yes, I don't speak Slavic or any of those languages, so I would not know how to do that. Curse Beyond Repair. I don't know. Are we gonna put that in Curse Beyond Repair or something else? There's a couple other ones in here that could go there instead. Sound that doesn't exist in English. Yeah, see, I don't know how to pronounce it then if it doesn't exist in English. You just put it right there. Is that acceptable? Yeah, this one's kind of a short, sweet one. The next couple might get a little divisive. There's a few in here that's going to get very divisive very quickly. But oh, good lord, I don't. That's phonetic shit. I don't know how to do that. Who puts a foregrip on the barrel of their gun? Apparently, whoever came up with the Groza. Don't ask me who. I'm blanking. I don't know the name of the man who came up with this, but he did. That man. Don't ask me why, but he did it because he can. And technically, it kind of looks like an MP5K grip in a really weird way. I don't like it, but it kind of has some similarities. Very odd. I hope his wife left him. She may have. Damn, we're almost done. Almost. We say these last few have gone by pretty quick. The Groza, the MP7 took a little while, and the MP40 was pretty quick, all things considered. But the Groza we're technically not done with. Are we all cool putting it in F tier? I'm good putting it there, but is everyone else good with that? Yes, no? Yes? Zero? Cursed. We've gotten a couple cursed. Ghost, are you good putting it in F?
Yeah. I'm not chilling with that.
Chilling? Okay. We'll go ahead and just lock that down. Burned, deceased. Leave it to the lore master to come in with some hot flames. Next up, we have this one, which I have an opinion on, which is probably very different from everyone else's opinion on this gun, but I don't care. Ghost, you want to go ahead? Any words to say about this little fella?
It is a tiny version of an MP7.
It looks like a gun, C tier. MP9 is same as the Banshee. Okay, interesting take. Very interesting.
That's
still in 9 mil, not even 4.6. That is a disservice. Not putting it in 4.6, I think, is a disservice. But I would agree. So, Ghost, any input on this thing other than what you're seeing on screen, and where would you put it is the better question. I know where I would put it, and it's going to ruffle some feathers. I know for a fact where
I
would
have
put
a feeling I know where you're going to want to put it. say that I would. I'd rather use. I'd rather use a Banshee.
Oh no! Uh-oh, that's not good.
That's all I'm
So you're
saying.
putting it behind the Banshee, but in front of the MP40.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, okay? I know it's not at all related to the MP5, the MP7, none of those, but this scratches the same itch for me that the MP7 does. And that is small MP5 that shoots really, really fast.
It looks like an MP7 that got like just dismembered and then put back together like Frankenstein, bro.
Yeah,
It doesn't look.
a little
It
bit,
doesn't look. There's just something that's wrong about it.
a little bit, but also doesn't have just a little bit of that charm.
And
a little bit of charm.
Look how long the pocket.
Yeah, but come on, it's got some charm,
And the
right?
grip. It looks like it's like hanging on by a thread.
Nah, no.
I
The
mean, we're
lower
not talking
receiver is
about
all one
attachments here, but
piece.
I don't. Isn't the grip part of the gun?
Yes.
The MP9?
Well, because there's two different versions. Just like the MP7 has the A1 with the integrated grip on it, and then the A2 that has pick rail. The MP9 is the exact same. There's a lower that comes as a standard option. If you don't want the grip there, you just change the lower out. Same with the MP7. Same thing. But you can trade the grip and the little hand stoppy thing at the front out for a piece of pick rail.
It's the MP7's retarded cousin, man.
An MP7 that hit a few branches when it was dropped by a paratrooper into an ugly tree. Yeah, it is, but I mean, it's got some charm. I don't know, man. I
No, I don't know, dude. I think you might get, you know.
I'd take it over like just a basic.
It's.
This is gonna ruffle some feathers, but I'd put it above the Oh God, do I really want to ruffle some feathers, or do I want to limit the pain for myself? At the very least, I'd put it above the MPX, maybe the MP5.
Oh my God!
Maybe. I don't know. It's got a little bit of charm to it.
Why above the MP5?
Because it goes fast. It goes so fast. It zoom. It's so fast.
It goes zoom.
It goes zoom.
It goes zoom.
It's so fast. Do I smell burnt toast? Not yet. I probably will in a minute.
Jesus.
Do we need to call a ambulance? Please help me. No, I'd put it above the MPX. Maybe. I think it's definitely. I think it's. I mean, it's yeah, like Zero was saying, it's a pocket LMG, man. It's a little pocket LMG. It's fun. I don't know. Plus, on it's not helping my case, but on the little on the bolt where like the rounds come out of, there's a little hole there, and you can put your thumb in, and that's how you rack the slide. There's no like you don't have to pull the charging handle. You can just put your thumb in that and pull the bolt back if your charging handle fails. It's fun. It's got features. It's like Garand thumb on a tiny gun.
Man, I don't know.
I would put it. Okay, how about this? I'd put it above the PPSH. I'd put it above the PPSH. In B. I'd put it in B. He's a good little champ. He did good. Did good. Oh, the chat is so angry at me. It's fine. I'm happy with it. Shooting a drum with this gun is so good. It is, but we can't take drum mags into account. It's not a standard thing. It's not. Doesn't count. Ghost, what are you
I
thinking,
would,
man?
I mean, to be fair, I'd rather shoot an MP9.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather take an MP9 than
Uh-huh.
PPSH in my own personal.
Uh-huh.
Get that out of tip of the spear. That does not belong there, nor should it even just no.
What, man? I don't know. It's got a little bit of charm to it.
No.
He's fun. I
Yo.
don't know. He's just
I
fun.
I
He's a
I
fun little
I
guy.
I would personally put
He's
it in B.
B Ogie. I will
Yeah,
see it.
I'd actually use that more. I'd want to use that more than a Banshee. So.
Okay. We can leave it there. Before someone comes to my house and murders me for my opinions, I just leave. Just put it there. Only issue is the rate of fire and how fast you run out of ammo. Indeed. It's so sad that it's not like the MP7 and it has a 40 round standard mag. It's only got a 30. It's so sad. Let's see, what was everyone saying while I was doing that? Do I smell burnt toast? Call the Bondulance. Pocket LMG kind of talk about the MP9 is going on. Very sneaky and carried it into a Walmart.
I missed that one.
That was the lore master. That's Raven. Very sneaky, can carry it into a Walmart. Yeah, you can because the stock is a side folder. You can just fold it up to the side.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the defining features of being an SMG is that it is a pocket LMG, thus the moniker submachine gun. True, but this is more pocket LMG than the other ones on here because it's so tiny. It's so small.
I don't know,
But it
man.
packs such a mean punch.
I don't know,
it's
man.
like a
The
really
Tech
fast.
9.
It's like shh, we're not there yet. Silence yourself, fool. That is the literal.
I can fit that.
That is the literal
in my-
Walmart hunting special. Let's see what else. If I had any idea of what you were talking about, you would be dead within an hour. Raven. It was because I put the MP9 above the MP5 in A tier is where I wanted to put it, and I got talked off of the cliff. Someone yanked me off the cliff really fast. That's what it was. That's all. It's like taking a PPSH, made it small and very short-tempered boom MP9. That is basically all it is. That's all it needs to be. I don't know, man. It's fun. Anyway, before I dig myself a bigger hole, let's go to the next one, which equally I have an even worse opinion on that people are gonna hate. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. Got it.
Okay.
Before I dig myself into a hole, go for it.
This gun, I don't like the look of. I'm not a bullpup man.
Not
completely. I like some bullpups,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't. I'm not a fan.
Not a fan.
It looks pretty retarded, and I think that it doesn't need to be even mentioned. That's my.
Raven just called it an AUG. Not quite. A little different. We'll get to why in a minute. It's a little different.
I
Oh, like an AUG.
Yo, honestly, I'd say put this bitch in Dear F.
Dear F, no. You're gonna put the Shycom from BO2 in Dear F. Why?
I'll put it in D.
No. No. I put it in. So here's the thing. For anyone who doesn't know, this is the QCW05. This is the short boy of the QCW line. And this is from Black Ops 2. This is the Shycom. I loved the Shycom in that game. I loved it. And everyone else hated it because I was so good at it. So I have a little bit of a bias towards this gun because of that game. In real life, this is a Chinese bullpup. that's chambered in 9 mil and has an integrated carry handle and iron sight combo, kind of like the FAMAS, the G2 FAMAS. But yeah, this is a 3-round burst gun for the most part, from what I know. Shycom was worse, maybe.
Man,
Maybe.
you're getting roasted.
Shush. Shush. A burst SMG in a Call of Duty it was the best. It was so good.
Dude,
It was so fun.
That gun sucked in core.
It was so fun.
sucked.
I don't care. It was so
sucked.
fast. It was so fun. The mobility on that thing was beautiful. You could go so fast and come around a corner and free fire a nerd with 3 rounds in the face.
I dare you to play Black Ops 2 with me on a stream and use that piece of shit.
I would. You think that's a challenge, but I would.
It's... I can understand the SWAT, but not the Shycom.
The SWAT's so good.
Not the Shycom, not this.
This is IRL, I think.
I think.
Even on hardcore, it was shite.
I did, exactly.
I don't know, man. I liked it. It was one of the few guns I was good at.
I never used that gun. It was so
I
garbage.
got this one to Prestige 1 or 2, I think.
What do I use instead? I use a different shitty gun.
You probably use the Evo.
Other than that,
Evo was notorious in that game.
Evo
was a monster.
Though.
No, it wasn't.
Evo was
a monster.
But there was another gun in that game that was somewhat universally hated, and I used it, and I liked it a lot more than the Shycom.
It was the Remington.
No, I got that.
People hated the Remington, but for different reasons.
The Remington. The only reason people hated the Remington is because it's a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first gun I got gold.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna put this where everyone wants it to go. I'll get off my hill now.
Putting it in C.
No, I put it in D.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
It's behind the AUG.
Okay.
I'll put it
there. That's fine.
I'll put it in D. Is that acceptable?
I would rather use that than a Graza, I will say.
Yeah, I would prefer this to a Groza, personally. Some people... Reap said F, though. What did Reap say? He was roasting, and I didn't read it. Imagine using this without a suppressor. It has barely any hand stop and no way to mount a grip. Also, given that it's a Chinese gun, I'm pretty sure it uses proprietary ammo. That is a recipe to shoot yourself. I mean, you're not wrong. It's the nostalgia, man. I don't know. I was a weirdo in Black Ops 2. I was probably the only person that used this gun other than for challenges. I was that guy. I used it because I liked it. I don't know.
Look.
I don't know, man.
Okay. Look. Okay, Wolfman, Wolfie boy.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something.
Yeah, what's up?
I smell a crock of shit around the corner. That's all I have to say.
You smell a crock of shit around the corner.
I smell a loud crock of shit around the corner right now. And it is
I guess we're talking about it. I guess it's finally time.
Stinking. That's all I have to say.
I guess it's finally time. Okay, everybody. Ghost, go on your rant. I'm just going to let you do it.
The prodigal son.
Everyone sit down. This is Ghost TED Talk. Please listen up and take notes.
It's straight up ball sweat, dog water, piece of garbage. Like you have an M4, okay? You have Daddy M4, okay? And then you have whore P90 that was not originally a whore, but turned into a whore after she had this abomination, okay? And the fact that it's horrible.
Lost guns. Don't know about cursed yet, but definitely low F. Okay. Keep going, Ghost. You got it. Finish it out.
Look,
finish out strong.
it's trying so hard to be something special, and it's just not. Like it's the kid in school that thinks there's like hot shit, and they just tripped and hits and fucking face plants on the fucking ground.
It's handsome Squidward.
I don't care.
Is that what it is? It's handsome Squidward.
It's reversed. Handsome. No, it can't even be handsome Squidward. It wasn't handsome in the first place, nor was it. It's just straight up ugly. That's all it is. Like it tripped, and instead of becoming handsome, it became worse. It's just so bad. And like, how do you?
Like, I think my favorite part is the rail options for a sight on the
If you put stuff on it, attachments on it, it doesn't make it look better. It just makes it look like, and the P90 mag on top just takes away all that rail space.
It does.
You could have.
And just like Reeves is saying, you can't mount anything on the side of it unless it's on a canted 45 degree pointing downward. You can't do anything with it. You could just have the little bit of pick rail up top, and then on the bottom, you can't really do anything on the side. Maybe a light, I guess, but you can't put a peck box on it.
Side, you can't do anything on like anywhere. It's just garbage. I mean, it's like, what are you gonna do with it? And who even uses this? Who uses this? I actually want to know. No, who uses this?
In real life?
Yeah.
It's not really a military grade gun, I don't think. It's just like a fun little plinking gun. I think it's made by the same company as the Banshee, I think. They just had, I think the idea was take an M4 that people like and combine it with a P90 that people also like and see what happens. Honestly, I think that's what the thought was. And then we have this.
Okay, this gun is the definition of you can't have two hot people
moving to Atlantis.
Two hot people having a child that's ugly as shit. That's all I have to say.
That's what this is.
Because the genes are so perfect that it just can't be good. It's just overwhelming, and the child is ugly.
It's overwhelming yet underwhelming, all in the same sentence.
The child has to wear a helmet for most of his life because his head's so like flat.
Okay. Let's see what the consensus is in chat here.
I put
belongs
this,
in Lost Guns. Don't know about cursed yet, but definitely low F.
Put this crock of Walmart garbage in cursed, please.
Tip of the spear. We have two tip of the spears, both of which are from 0.
Okay. If this gun ever ended up in tip of the spear, I would quit.
You mean like
I'd
that?
quit and go to bed. I'd go to bed. It's not actually staying there. So no, put this thing in cursed.
Yeah, I think that's where it belongs. I'm
belongs
seeing a lot of F's or cursed, so it's gonna go in cursed. If we change our minds with any other gun, I think we move it, but otherwise, no. Stay down there. You did not do anything correctly. You failed all the tests. On the spectrum of cursed, you passed with flying colors. Actually, mine changed. Mad, get no bitches, go to cursed.
Alright. It's a glorious day. I feel better about
now we have one more. Just for anyone wondering out there why I didn't put a piece in here, my feelings are the exact same as Ghost's. He phrases it much more elegantly than I do, so that's why I let him have it. For me, it's just dumpster fire. That's what I phrase it as. So mine's not as fun as his. That's why I just let him have it.
Crock of absolute shit.
All right, and now this one.
Now
this guy.
Okay. F.
Just F. Why though? F. Why? Let's discuss
it's
why
a tube.
For a moment.
It's a tube with a stick. That's all
A tube with a stick and a grip.
It looks like a water gun if you take away the mag.
Kind of. Yeah.
And
even with the mag, it could just be a little mag for water.
can you do with this? What
It's
can
got
you do?
threaded
This
barrel.
doesn't. It doesn't. I don't think it belongs as an.
It is
It looks like a
it's an
handgun.
SMG technically.
It looks like a handgun.
Well, it does have a stock. This image doesn't show it. It's in the same vein as kind of like the MP9, MP7. It's in that same sort of like size range. It's just it don't look right. Okay, let's see. Reeps is saying, "Hear me out. Tech 9 is literally cursed beyond repair. It has a reputation that cannot be salvaged at this point." I mean, he's not wrong.
And Dimitri, it's just a handgun. Look at that.
Technically, no. Technically, it's
Look at
not a
that.
handgun. I don't think, right? Doesn't it qualify as an SMG, technically speaking?
I mean, it does
'Cause
qualify
it
as
has
an
it has
SMG,
an it has an auto feature.
but it
It can-
should be. What I'm saying is it should be a handgun. I mean, it's practically already got the
Yeah.
looks of one. It's just a tube. It's a tube.
Yeah, it's a tube with a heat shield. Tech 9 is a machine
A machine pistol. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I. There we go.
But do machine pistols count more as SMGs or pistols? Technically, maybe, but it's a handgun.
It's an assault weapon.
An assault weapon. It's sometimes qualifies as an assault weapon. I really like that. That's like. I think that might be the next shirt for the store. Is the Tech 9 with the word assault weapon in quotes. Assault weapon. In quotes. And a question mark. Glock 18 is a machine. Oh, that's true. True. Good point. Your gun. I would doubt that. So do we even want to include the Tech 9 then? Do we want to just apparate it out of existence? Or no? Because there is a handgun section. Me and Ghost did do handguns. We have a handgun section. Do we just want to wait on the Tech 9 until that one? I mean, if we're all getting technical, the MP5 is a machine pistol. What the MP stands for, but in German? I mean... Someone just said... Zero said, I say D. I would also agree. I would take a Groza before I took a Tech 9, personally.
I would definitely take a Groza. I would take a Groza.
Stick to cursed. Well, here's the thing, Reeps. We made the rule at the beginning of this. There can only be one cursed beyond repair. There can only be one. So, is the AR-57 better than the Tech 9?
No. Don't make me kill you.
Don't make me kill you. Yes, the Tech 9 literally is cursed beyond repair. 9 pulling no bitches, but keeps trying. What am I saying? You're saying facts, Raven. That's what you're saying. Straight facts. What you're saying. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make an exception to the rule. I know I'm cheating. I'm cheating.
I mean, it's fair though.
And here's why. It's not an SMG, technically. Not. We're not gonna include it. So he's just gonna go down there. There's only one other weapon system on the planet that has a reputation as prevalent as the Tech 9, and that's the Zip 22. He's not wrong. Ghost, you know what the Zip 22 is, right? You know what that is? You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Reeps, you make a good point, my friend. That's going right there next to the AR-57. That's going right there. We're making an exception on this one. The Tech 9 belongs right there. God's gun, please. No.
I forgot
really
about that. Zip 22.
The Zip 22 is an interesting one. We forgot to add that one to the handgun list. I'm gonna add that one later.
Yeah, it's
God's
we already know where that's going. Oh, the Zip 22 with the drum mag.
Right. Now we have the tip of the spear gun. Let me find it. There it is. There we go. We know where this belongs. We know where that belongs. No question. I think we're done. Okay, Sten gun, right? Yeah, Sten gun. All right. Where's Sten? There's
No,
Sten.
Evo
There it
goes
is.
mask. Not tip. Evo goes. 0. Fuck Evo.
That's but below the MP7. Why below the MP7? Why? Why?
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, I agree.
No!
I agree with that. Below
No!
the
No! What?
MP7.
Why? Why? Why?
Actually, I don't. I put it above the MP7.
9 mil. I
And the only
don't
reason,
care. It's
the
so
only reason
good.
the only reason I say put it above the MP7 is because personally, I'd rather. It is a Burt gun.
It
The MP,
is. It's such a bird.
the
It's an
Scorpion
A10 Warthog
Evo
in
is
handgun form, like in
the
a small
Evo is a
caliber.
Burt, and
It is.
it is a very nice gun, and look wise, it's very satisfying, and I believe it's pretty reliable.
It is. I own one. So solid.
I
So
want to
good.
say put it in S above.
P90.
Actually,
P90?
I'd even
Above
argue
P90?
I'd even argue above P90. I would.
Yes.
I would.
Yes.
I would.
Yes.
They okay. Okay.
You know what?
The
Hold on. You
MP7
keep talking.
and
Keep
P90.
talking. 1 second. 1 second.
The MP7 and the P90 are Burt guns. Yes. Yes, they are. But I feel like the Scorpion is just a little more, got a little more oomph to it. In my experience. Experience.
I'm back. I have Scorpion. Let's go over its features. All right, ready?
Oh
Ready?
God, here we fucking go.
Here we go. Ready? For anyone who hasn't seen my review, all right, let's discuss its features. Number 1, ambidextrous safety selectors. Okay, ambi. No matter if you're left-handed, right-handed, don't matter. All right, that's number 1. MP7 do that? Maybe, but it's a little inconvenient because the little things get in the way. On the Evo, it don't. It's in perfect position for the fingies to get to. It's beautiful. Number 2, right? So you've got safe, and you've got semi, and then you've got burst and auto. You get all of them. You get all the tasty little bits, all of it. All right. Number 2. Other than that, you get, of course, a nice stock, three position stock. No matter how long these arms be. Okay. All right. No matter how long. You got a nice feeling stock. It doesn't cut into you. Even though it is plastic, it's polymer. Sure. But it doesn't bite into you. It's got nice rounded corners. It sits into the shoulder very nicely. Can't say that so much for the MP7 stock or the P90. P90 is a little too big on the stock, and the MP7 is just a little too small. Okay. This one doesn't have that problem. Okay. Number 4, technically on the list here, is the mag release button. It's right next to where your finger sits on the, right next to the trigger. It's beautiful. And it's ambi too. This whole gun is ambi. You got ambi sling points, ambi fire control group, you got an ambi charging handle. The one thing that's not ambi on this gun is the bolt release. But honestly, it don't need to be because it's in perfect position to just move your thumb back, whichever one's on that side, and hit that boy. Solid. Okay, all right. And we're taking the Evo as a whole, so that includes the carbine variants that are the longer boys with the integrated suppressor, making it better than the MP5 because it has an integrated suppressor system with a longer barrel. So it go even further, okay? Sure, you lose out on some of the tight corners, it's not as small at that point, but it doesn't matter. It don't matter. It don't, okay? Just don't. And last but not least is the trigger pull on this thing, okay? It's so light. Such a light trigger. So light. Oh, and the grip is comfy as shit, okay? I have both an MP5 and a Scorpion Evo. I prefer this grip to any MP5 ever held, okay? All right? Same with the MP7. MP7 grip's okay. A lot of arguing against the MP5 and MP7. Okay, you know what? I'll argue against the P90 as well. You know what this thing does? The P90 doesn't? Fast reloads. Okay? All you gotta do is hit this nice little ambi button right here. No matter what side it's on, boom, gone. There goes your mag. You can insert another one. You're good to go. Boom. Suck it. Also, pick rail space. I don't think you get this much pick rail space on a P90. All right, customization out the ass on this thing.
Hey, Reap's got a point though. P90 does have 50 rounds.
Yeah, but what good are the 50 rounds if you can't reload as fast?
Bert. Bert. That's all. Just Bert.
True.
A longer Bert.
You can Bert more rounds off with a 30 round mag in this guy than you can with a P90 because of reload time. Just saying.
Okay, so what you're saying is we should put it in F.
No, I'm saying we should put it above the P90 in S. Is where it should go, because it's bootless.
I think
pure craftsmanship. Why doesn't he need to reload when he has stopping power? Well, which one of us has stopping power? I'm confused. P90 don't really have stopping power, it just goes through shit. New P90s do have tri-rails, meaning the only rail space you lose is the lower rail. P90. I don't know.
Put it in the middle. I'll be a tiebreaker.
Hold on a minute. Let's see.
No.
Where are people saying it belongs? I need to read this blasphemy. One moment. Hold on. Let's see. Let me go all the way up. S, but below the MP7. False. Dimitri agrees. He thinks it's the king tip of the spear. I like how he thinks. Dimitri, I like you, sir.
I don't know, man. Zero's making some good MP5 points where he says the MP5 has more use than an Evo.
False. Incorrect. I have the facts right here, but I have to put them away for secrecy's sake. So don't ask about them.
Man, I think
you're kidding.
I think you're kidding.
No. Raven agrees. Raven agrees with me. He agrees. Raven agrees. Are you implying the MP7 and the P90 aren't also Burt guns? They are Burt guns, but the Evo's a better Burt gun. It Burts better. Okay? It's more user-friendly. The MP7 and the P90 are not. It's more user-friendly. P5 has different stock and handguard attachments. Yeah, but we're not looking at attachments. You're just looking at the gun itself, by itself, all alone. We're not looking at it by itself. Don't you bring that in here. I don't want to hear it.
I don't know, man. You might as well put it where it needs to go.
It's already where it needs to go, technically.
It's got to go mid S. Got to go mid S. Swallow your pride. Just go ahead and it's got to be done. It's got to be done.
Fine.
Finally.
I hate it, but fine.
Finally.
Go with an ACR stock, then it's tip of the Zero. You shush. Shut your mouth. This is the same man on Instagram who sends me pictures of guns that have ACR stocks where they do not belong. They do not.
You mean like the ACR stock that you can put on the Banshee in Call of Duty?
Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Never even used the Evo. I'm not really sure. You listen. Just go watch my videos on it. Just go. You'll see the beautifulness that it is. You'll see. Glorious. All you need. All you need. Got my vidges. Need more MP5s than Evo? Nah. I don't know what you're talking about. Because people can't accept the Evo. That's why. People just can't accept it. Like the ACR.
I don't know.
Unappreciated in its time. I'm just
Honestly,
in the future. I'm 3 steps ahead of all of you.
I gotta say that I think I'd rather take a Para Og over a Scorpion.
How dare you? You liar!
I'm
Liar!
kidding.
Liar! You wouldn't dare. Want opposite opinions and a conflict between 2 forces in which a great war will happen that blows up the world? Yes. Me with my Evo and my ACR, I will fight the rest of the New World Order that fights against me. I will not be beaten.
Actually, have no other choice. Okay, I have a question for you,
Wah.
Wolfie boy. Come here.
What do you
I have a
want?
question for you. Get close, because I want you to hear this loud and clear, okay?
Wah.
Would you, okay, if you had to, take your own bare fists, okay, in a war zone, alright, when it's just you, a lone wolf, okay, against a whole army, and you had to survive,
Me and my
would you
fists.
take
Okay.
you take the only gun that is available to you, a Para Og or your fists? I just want to know. It's all about survival, man.
That's all. That's the only gun that my enemies are carrying that I can use against them. That's it.
Yep.
Ugh. Do I have a knife?
Yep.
I'll take the
You
knife.
can get one. You can get a knife.
I'll take the knife.
But how are you gonna get the knife if you only have your bare fist?
I'll murder somebody and take the knife from them. And then use the knife and the elements around me to win.
And
Stealth-like. Me and my stealthiness are enough. That's all I need.
what
I
if you
didn't
couldn't get a knife?
Then I would murder with my bare hands. I don't care.
That's not what you were gonna say before.
I would murder with my bare hands. Do it. I'd be
What
able
about
to.
the Sten gun though?
The Sten? Solid. It's a tube. Solid D.
That's
Solid
what
D.
Reap said.
Solid. It's a tube.
Solid D.
It's a tube with another tube for a stock.
It's a tube.
Tube. Definitely cursed. Not as much as the 2
Well,
that are in cursed.
Not
This one
yeah.
functions.
No, I mean I don't even think I can give it an F.
I don't think I can. I don't know if I can give it an F. To be
I want to
honest.
say, put it okay. I say mid D.
Mid D in front of the QCW.
I'd rather use a Sten over.
See,
over
I'd rather
Shotgun.
take the QC. I'd rather take the QCW.
Well,
over
obviously
the
you would
Sten.
rather take the. I'd obviously
Well, no.
you'd rather take
Here's
the Shotgun.
here's the reason. Here's the reason. The QCW is more of a modern build, not so much as the Sten gun. For comfortability and usability, the Sten gun's not really there.
Oh.
Well,
From, I would say, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'd rather use the tube over the Shycom. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. For me, I would rather use the Shycom over the tube. I'd take the China gun over the. Yes, Reap says,
But not by much. Not
by much. I will agree, not by much. But I'd rather take the China gun over the Sten, and it's because of modernization. That's the only reason. The Sten gun's okay, but it's not great.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like.
Also, if we're going to
Shotgun.
be fair, it jams easily because the bolt is completely open, so something could just get into that spring where that little slot is and jam the gun up. Shycom doesn't have
To
that
take
issue.
no gun over the stem system, Dimitri.
Dimitri's like, nah, no gun. I respect it. As a man who thinks the Para-AUG should be right next to the Groza and F, I agree. Stun gun iron sights are two welded on flaps of metal. Yeah, the whole gun is pretty much welded together with like just welding spots. That is something important to know. This thing was slapped together
okay.
last
That is
minute.
fair.
It's held together by welding spots. It's not like machined or anything. This is more Bubba than the original AK was, and that's nothing against the AK. The AK ran beautifully as Bubba as it was, but this thing is more so that, and it does not function as well as the AK does.
Well,
like if you look at the prototype AKs, they're a little janky looking, but man, did they work! This thing is janky and doesn't always work. Like this thing works in a pinch, but that's about it. This was option between the options were this or a stick you could find on the ground.
That's fair. I would rather use it over. I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I feel like
Dimitri takes the stick. Without doubt.
Yeah. That's all.
Rather take the Evo. Take the Facts. Facts. Lore Master, my child of God. Thank you. Yes. If I take the Sten gun, at worst, I know I have a metal stick. That is true. That's better. It's a metal stick versus a wood stick that could break if you smash it over someone with a helmet. Sten gun might bend a little bit, but it's not going to break on first hit. At least you know the stick will be reliable. True. True. I think Dimitri just doesn't have a thing for American-made or like British-made World War II guns. Or World War I guns. I just think he's got a thing against him. I mean, his name is Dimitri, so... That's kind of like a Slavic thing, Russian thing. So, I can kind of respect it. He did say he's got a thing for the Soviet stuff. Metal stick too heavy, wood stick swift and efficient. With the right stick, maybe. If you find a switch, like the things that you had to go and pick your own switch to get whipped with. My dad had to do that. Soviets were pulling out some banger gun. They were, man. Not talking about the Groza, but there's some other bangers in here. The PPSH is a solid one.
Yes, fuck the Groza, but
other than that, pretty good. Pretty good. I'll put it like this. I would take a Bison over the Sten gun. I would take my chances with the Bison having a good mag over a Sten. I would take my chances. That's just me, though. I don't know. I think does anybody want any last-minute changes to the list here? We're technically done, but does anyone want some last-minute changes that are reasonable? I will only listen to reasonable requests. Take anything but the Sten, except maybe the Shycom. Do we need to put the Sten in front of the Shycom? Do we need to do it? Because that's the second or third person that said that, including Ghost.
I just don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't like the Shycom.
I respect that. So I have a bias for the Shycom from BO2 because I was one of the few people that actually liked that game. I thought it was decent.
The design is weird. It's Chinese made, so God forbid.
Lord only knows.
I don't know.
Good where it is. Okay, Reach says it's good where it is. I think he was one of the ones that was debating. I also think I'd rather take an AUG Para over a Bison. Do we want to swap the Bison for the Para AUG?
Yeah,
or do we want to move the Bison down?
I agree.
So if we move the Bison, where would we put? Would we move the Bison or move the AUG? I think the AUG is fine where it is in D, Do we move the Bison to D
I think
between the Shycom and the?
I think we should move the Bison personally.
Well, here's the thing: do we put the Bison after the Shycom or before the Shycom?
Before.
Before the Shycom?
Yeah. Or just either that, or you can just switch the places. So Og would be C.
I don't necessarily like it, but I kind of agree with it. Let me find. I'm willing to make that change. I'm willing. We can move. I'm willing to accept. Simply for the fact that you got a 50-50 shot of that Bison not working strictly off the mag. So I'm willing to make that exchange. I feel like we're playing Monopoly right now, exchanging our properties last minute. There we go. Is that more acceptable? More acceptable? Evo to tip of the spear because something is convincing me. Something is convincing me to put it at tip that spear. So it could be any gun. I just want something there to fill God's wrath and soul of I appreciate the gusto, Raven. I would put it tip of the spear, but somebody here doesn't want that. God.
No. In fact, I feel like the MP7 is better than the Evo, so you might do that
false.
too. No, I'm kidding.
False. Evo belongs to be higher than it is currently, but no. More user-friendly, goddammit.
Oh, no.
No. I will not be usurped on my own stream. I will not. I refuse.
I don't know,
I'm in control here. I will not be refused.
I don't know, man.
No. Do not test the will of God. Really gonna take that world? Wolf? No, I will not. I am not taking that. He's lucky I don't silence him where he stands. I am nothing if not a merciful God.
Hey, all I'm saying is there's two people saying that, including me,
Yeah, but you're also being outvoted by me, Raven, and Zero. Zero thought it should be tip of the spear, so. Or no, Zero didn't like the Evo. What am I talking about? Zero didn't even like it. Come on. Hey, somebody else thought the Evo was solid. Was it Dimitri? Was that? Oh yeah, Dimitri thought it should go tip of the spear. We have 3 tip of the spears for the Evo, and a bunch of other people. The rest of you guys are saying no. So the only reason it's not up there. I think it's an even 3-3 split, if I remember correctly.
Is it?
What?
Is it a 3-3?
Say me, Dimitri, and Raven. That's 3, and then you, Zero, and Reaps were saying below MP7. It's a solid 3-3.
Well, what about the what about sliding the Evo the behind the MP7?
No, false, incorrect. And I will not Wheel of Fate this either. I'm not Wheel of Fating anything. Evo before MP7. Wait, what? Huh? Isn't that what you wanted? I'm confused. Ouch. I don't understand. Evo's already in front of the MP7. Don't you dare, Raven. Don't. I will bring God's wrath upon you. You may be... Goddamn you son of a bitch. Why? Why? I want to hear a reason. I want to hear a reason. Before I move it, I want to hear a reason. Why?
For the hey,
fuck you.
Hey, that's a good reason. That is a respectable good reason.
I don't like any of you.
A reason that I can understand, being a meme lord that I am.
Suck.
So.
Suck.
That's so funny.
I don't like it. Rigged. Rigged.
And
rigged.
1, the Evo is low V. And 2, the Shycom is mid D. That's funny. And the MP9 is B. That's
no.
You want to bring it down to A, then B, and C.
No, now you're just being rude. Now you're just being rude. That's disrespectful. There's no need for this.
Cursed. Then below cursed.
You can't
What
put
can
the
be below
Evo in
cursed?
there with the AR-57 and the Tech 9. You can't do that. You cannot. There's no way. No. I will not. I may have allowed the swap of the MP7 and the Evo. I will not allow that. There's no way. No. I refuse. This is my Twitch channel, goddammit. I'm not allowing that piece of garbage to go down there with that glorious thing. No. These two right here, this guy right there, and where is it? This one right here. Those two belong where they belong. The Evo is up just below where it's supposed to be. Okay, just below where it's supposed to be. I'm not moving it. I barely wanted to move it from the middle of S. Think I'm gonna let it go to cursed? Nah. Ungodly.
What about below cursed?
No. His controls. He doesn't have it. He has no control here. He has none.
I know where you live.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. You already tried to dox me with a fake name.
I can smell you. I can.
I'm not gonna dox me with my fake house address either.
Also, PPSH, B and T.
Deep down inside ourselves, we all know the Evo is superior. It's not that deep. It's right on the surface, Dimitri. They just don't want to accept it. Plain as day. You know what? Fuck it. Swap the PPSH and the B and T. Write the B and T boys together and the World War boys together. Wait, huh? I'm confused.
Swap the Banshee and the PPSH, I think.
Oh.
Is that right?
Is that what you're saying, Reeps? Put the PPSH in C tier and the Banshee up in B? What you're saying?
Is that what? I don't know. I think that's weird.
Is that what you mean?
You should put the World War boys together.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, they were kind of on the cusp of each other, but alright. Okay.
I kind of agree with that more, actually. I do kind of agree with that more. I'm not gonna lie. Though I don't really like the Banshee that much.
What if instead of putting this in C, what if we did this? What if we did that? What that? Is that more acceptable? Because I don't think I can put the PPSH in... I don't think I can put it in B. Or in C, I mean. I don't think I can do that. Is it really C tier? Really? MP40.
MP40
is lonely. Okay, fine. We'll give him a friend. Say the Sten gun is down all by himself, but that's where he belongs. Stupid tube.
Yeah. Right next to the Chinese garbage fire.
And just above the Russian garbage fire. I mean, that's what I'm saying, Dimitri. I don't know if I can... Is the PPSH in... I don't think it's C tier. I don't think so. I don't think it deserves it, but I've kind of been overruled here. Hey, Dimitri, I think you said it belonged in, like, low A tier, though. I don't know if I would say that much.
And if this is a tiebreaker, I will say I think that the PPSA should go in B after the Banshee, and you can move the MP40 up to high C.
Okay. Well, Reese just said he'll let you decide since he was the other arguing factor. So, if that's is that final decision? PPSH and B, and then just move the AUG and the MP40 over.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, you can do that.
That's acceptable because the PPSH is a good gun. It doesn't deserve.
It is. I don't know. See, I couldn't write.
It's not mid.
No,
it's not a mid.
It's above mid. At least to me.
Yeah.
Oh god, where's the AUG there? Come here. There we go. There we go. I think that's a little more acceptable. Because the ones that are below C definitely belong there, and the ones that are above C definitely belong where they're at. And then C, I mean, those two guns, they're very mid. Very. I mean, I think the Parahog should be further down than it is, but I'm deferring, so I have a bias. I'll defer to what the people want. Is this good? Everyone finding this to be acceptable? Yes, no? Going once?
So I believe we did a good thing here today.
Jeez. The Evo's not where it belonged, but it's fine. AR-57 to spear, no.
I was just about to say, as long as the AR-57 is cursed, I'm happy, and that's all I care about. And then I see AR-57 to spear. I'm like, okay, hold on.
AR-57 to spear. I mean, the Lore Master decrees it. If the Lore Master decrees, then it should be lower, though. I don't know. Lore Master just took over. Sorry, Lore Master. Not this time. Not this time, goddammit. I've let you do a lot of things on these tier lists. I'm not going to let you do that one. I have my reasons. Did we lose Ghost? Ghost, you there? Oh, what happened? Ghost? He muted himself, I think. I think we lost him. He's dead. Oh, he's back.
That was awkward. No, I was here. I was laughing, but my mic muted on accident. Yeah, I was laughing because you said put Evo and Curse after you did that, and you just immediately, 180. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
No, absolutely not. Dimitri Sten is the absolute bare minimum for someone qualifying as an SMG, though. Grows is questionable if it even qualifies as an SMG. Same with the Tech 9. Both are questionable. Sten is shite. I do appreciate that he says shite instead of shit. I do appreciate that. I think Dimitri is one of the few people that I've seen that actually types it that way. Very interesting. Why it's the lowest of D here. Family friendly. Shit. Raven, I think we're far past family friendly, my man. I think we went way past that. Shite here? Fair enough. I mean, if you're somewhere where shite is the proper pronunciation, I guess I can't judge. Yeah, I'm part Irish, so it sounds kind of right to me. 50%
You know what's
right.
shite is the AR-57.
Big fact.
Where it belongs.
I think I would prefer to eat shite than pick up an AR-57.
I'd rather eat shit on concrete than use an AR-57.
We respect all people here, except the Evo. Well, the Evo's not a person, technically speaking, so a gun with very, very good taste.
I don't know, man. Didn't you name your Evo?
Did I name the Evo? I don't think I named it.
Sheila. Sheila.
No, I didn't name it Sheila. You may have named it Sheila. I didn't know that.
It looks like a Sheila.
No. It's got a nice cryptic Typhoon camo on it, man. It's cool.
Typhoon? That's funny.
Like the black cryptic camo. Nice.
Yeah.
Is the VZ61 going in the SMGs or pistols list? We did talk about that one. That's the other Scorpion. I think proper owner doxed Evo. Why are you doxing my Evo now? Ghost tried to dox me with a fake name and then tried to dox my fake address. And now someone's doxing my Evo? Why are you doxing my Evo?
I didn't dox your address.
You almost did. You tried to. You were gonna dox me with a fake address.
No, I said I know where you live.
Yeah, but you
because I'm CIA.
No, that's fair. You know what? That's fair.
but
Enough.
I didn't. I granted you mercy on that one.
Granted me mercy. Improper owner? What did I do to my Evo? What? You guys know I own one. I'm not doxing myself. You know I own
Do you
one.
know? Do you really?
Yes, I own one. It's right here.
Do you really own all the guns that you own?
Oh my god. So,
Do you really though?
actually, guys, no, I don't.
Are you actually the person
you-
behind the mask?
Have I fed my Evo recently? No, I haven't fed any of my guns recently. They're very sad. Been too hot.
You have to call it DCFS.
Maybe. You have to call ATF to take my guns away from me. I'm bad owner. Hot in 4K. Yes. I haven't fed my babes in a hot minute. Have I pet my? I'm holding my Evo. Does that count? I'm giving him, her. I don't know. It doesn't have a gender. It's a gun. I don't know what to call it. I call most of my guns her, but that's kind of like calling a boat her or she. Not really a gender thing. It's just my gun. I don't know. Stop stroking my Evo on stream. You can't make me. I'm going to do it. It's my gun. Can't stop me. You can't see it. So it's not happening. I was pulling the charger handle back a bunch of times. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it down now. She's gonna go back over here. Go back over there. There you go. You go back. Go back with your friends. You're the little children's. Not your children, but my children that I don't feed.
Or actually
Shh. Don't tell them. Don't tell them they're fake. Don't tell them.
They're just
Don't need to
paper
know
mache.
I know they're all just editing work. None of the guns have been real. I just
green screen.
edit all of it in. Yeah, it's green screen.
Tables,
All the guns
green
are
screen.
fake. No, the table's
Everything's
real. The
green.
guns are fake. I don't own any of them.
Mo, the table is just a green screen. It's just a green table.
This is a green table.
It's
My
but,
language
yeah.
is a female. What language is it female? I mean, I know some languages have different things like that are gender specific. Like Spanish does that, but I don't know how that relates to guns though. I don't know. I just call most of my guns she just because. I don't know. It's kind of like the boat thing. I don't know, man. They're my children. They don't have genders. They're just children. They're children that spew hate. Not sound gay. Sure. I guess that makes sense. Have you named my guns? One of them has a name, yes. The Night Wraith, because it's like a weird... the Night Wraith, it's only named a Night Wraith because it's a weird gun. It's a custom build of mine. It's like an upper receiver Honey Badger Mark 18 416C, kind of. It has an integrated suppressor system and a like tanker style. You can hear it like clicking in place. It's like an MP5 style retracting stock. So it's kind of like a Honey Badger, but it's got a Chongus handguard, like a 416 or a Mark 18. But you can also take the suppressor out, and then it's just like a really short 416 or Mark 18. I don't know. I just call it the Night Wraith because it's not really anything. It's just a really cool, like, short boy M4 that I built. I don't know. Not really anything. It's kind of like a mutt. It's a little mix of everything.
It's a mutt.
It's a mutt. It's kind of everything. Okay, I'm going to go now, or else I'll be put on parole at this point. You're just saying guns at this point? No, it's like a weird mix of like a 416C, a Mark 18, and a Honey Badger. If those three guns had an orgy, this is what would have popped out. It's very odd, but I like it. I don't know. Bye, Raven. Have a good one, man.
Yeah.
French. It's Dimitri is talking about French. Oh, Una the Scorpion Evo. Oh, say what again? Oh, the thing about the 416C, the Honey Badger, and the Mark 18 having an orgy, and then this thing popped out. That's what I'm about. Are you gonna clip that? Please don't clip that. Don't clip that. I don't need that added to the clips. Out of context, it's gonna sound really weird. I don't know. Hey, Ghost, I think you've seen this thing before. What would you qualify this thing as? You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about, right? My little black CQB M4 with a little
Yeah.
integrated suppressor, but you can take the suppressor off, and then it's just a little short boy.
Yeah.
What would you call this thing? Is it a Mark 18? Is it a 416C Honey Badger? What is it?
It honestly reminds me more of a honey badger.
Yeah, I mean, in the video that it was featured in recently, I call it Honey Badger at Home, which effectively is what it is. This is Honey Badger at home because I'm too poor to afford a Honey Badger. Those things are expensive as shit. Also because they take ammo that's really expensive. This is just like a standard 5.56 receiver. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go do the same as Reap and go. Alright, bye Reaps, have a good one, man. Enjoy your sleep slumps. And Raven, you enjoy. Go have a good one, man. I'll see you guys Friday. Bye, friends. I mean, we can just kind of hang out here for a little bit. But yeah, I guess this is probably more Honey Badger than anything. I'm actually looking at getting a new HBA engine for this dude, new internal part for this guy, so I can actually use him, and he's not just a shell of a gun.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking at
Rip.
doing that.
You never use him anymore.
Well, I've used him before, swapping the internal parts from my MW2 M4 into this one. But I had to take the SMG like PW style stock off and put a buffer tube style one on, and it doesn't look as good with that. So I'm kind of eager to actually get this thing working as its own unit because I think it's gonna be really fun. The one downside is there's no sling points for it, so I'm just carrying this thing bare hand the entire time, which is fine. It's not that heavy, but it's rather front heavy because the big Chongus handguard is like it's a solid aluminum, but it's really nice. I don't know. It also kind of gives me MCX vibes because of the cutouts on the handguard, kind of. But it's too stout to be an MCX. I don't know. MCX would be cool to have too, but I don't really want one. It's too similar to some other guns I already have. Yeah, I think the next like gun like on the menu, so to speak, for me is a 105 AK. Kind of want an Alpha AK. I think that'd be cool. I don't have one.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's my preferred AK in pretty much every game I can make one in. Ground Branch has one. Modern Warfare 2 2022 has it. I turn the 105 into an Alpha all the time. And that's my preferred flavor with the Zenitco like long handguard, but a short barrel that just comes out to the end of the handguard with a suppressor on it. Super clean looking. I want to get an AK that already has like either some upgrades to it or some mags. That way I don't have to buy mags for it. I can just buy the gun and mags all at the same time. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pain in the ass. I know AKs are kind of finicky on picking which mag choice it likes. Not all mags are created equal to AKs, so unlike M4s where you can kind of just choose a mag style and run with it. Can't really do that with an AK. They're a little picky. But kind of want to get the Night Wraith finished out first. I want to get her finished because she's been sitting for a hot minute. And she's been begging for some internal work, so that way she can actually be used. Because it do look pretty nice with the G33 flip combo that I have. It looks real nice. Just that PW stock retracting and the especially without the integrated suppressor on there. It's super tight, very clean looking. But anyway, that's kind of I'll put that back. Like, go over there, go over there with your friend. Hang out with the Evo. The Evo needs a friend. There you go. And then I've got MP5 back behind me, right back there. You know, got an AK-74 from Arcturus. Ooh, Arcturus is a good one. Arcturus takes some liberties where I'm not like a big fan of. I'm not a fan of the AK-12, and when we get to that in the AR platforms at some point, I'll talk about why. I prefer like Zenit code out 105s or 104s or 103s to an AK-12, and Arcturus kind of leans more to the AK-12 realm than the Zenit code realm. It's like when you get to the modified AK realm, you either go left to Zenitco or right to the AK-12 platform. And I typically go for the Zenitco stuff. I just think it looks nicer. It's more like clean looking, and it's more like usable. That's just me though. Hey, Ghost, are you a big AK guy? You know or nah?
Um, like I said,
think,
I didn't used to be a big AK guy.
Yeah.
But now I'm not. I wouldn't qualify myself as a big AK guy now, even still. But I do have more. I do have more of an appreciation for AKs now than I did. And I would definitely take an AK. I'm in the same
boat, I think. Kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. I would still definitely take like an AK over certain guns now.
They say the Zenit code AKs, Dimitri, do the same thing. The handguard that I'm talking about, it's like the B11 or B31 style handguards. They have like pick rail all along the sides, but they're nice and cut out and very aggressive looking, which I think on an AK fits very well. I think AKs with like aggressive looks to them work really well. But yeah, I wouldn't really want an AK that didn't have the option for any kind of grip because I'm not a fan of AK handguards from when I've held them before. Not a big fan of them. They just I don't know. They're fine, but they're not my favorite thing in the world. They're okay. A little too slim sometimes. I got big hands, so they're a little too slim. I need a little more. I need something else to kind of grip onto because I do like a modified C clamp on most of my guns. Not a pure C clamp, but like a modified like half C clamp. I think Ghost, you kind of do something similar. You don't do a typical like grip style, like with a verti grip. You kind of like hand stop it almost.
Yeah.
Romanian AKM handguard is good. With you mean with the dong, the dongle, the wood dong, the Romanian dong? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, that's a solid one if you like the Romanian dong, I guess. I think it's got a certain aspect of charm to it, but it wouldn't be my first choice. Unless that's not what you're talking about, which you may not be. I do kind of like that one from the aspect that it's a reverse grip, so it kind of like the grip goes out towards the barrel instead of coming in like towards the mag well. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I get you. I say I like angled grips more myself. I like AFGs, like the Magpul AFG. I'm a snob for. If I have one of those, I prefer that over pretty much every other grip I own. I just like how it feels in the hand because like I said, I have big hands. So if I don't have something, my hand can probably wrap around most like handguard. So I like have something there to kind of brace my hand up against, but not go completely vertical. Even with verti grips, I kind of do an angle to them. Just my flavor preference on how I hold. You guys will probably notice that with any gun that I've held in videos before, is that's other than the MP5 SD because that doesn't have a grip option for it. And honestly, I don't think I would want one. Ghost, would you ever want a grip for your SD, or do you like the handguard?
No, the handguard is all the way.
I think that's one of the few guns I don't want a grip for is the SD. Maybe the M14. The M14 EBR, like mine, not yours, because you have an EBR as well. But yours has rail space on the bottom. Mine has that Kydex handguard. I really like that Kydex handguard. But I recently added a little rail segment underneath that. I figured out how to do it, and I added a a Magpul AFG under there, and that's really comfy. The combination of an AFG and that Kydex is real comfy. Very nice. Especially since it's a front heavy gun. Having a grip there really helps. Not put so much weight on your wrist. Um, yeah, I think that and the MP5 SD are two guns I could live without a grip of any kind. AKs don't fall in that realm. Not for me. Most guns don't. Not even the ACR does. I like the ACR handguard. I do like them, but I need some sort of grip on there to get like the right like hold on it. All right, well, Ghost, any final words here? I think we can go ahead and wrap up. I think we're pretty much good here. Any lasting words? I guess the better question: would you want to do this again for the next tier list whenever we do that?
Yeah, definitely. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good stream, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Some good banter, some funny moments.
All controversial, good banter, yes.
Some controversial, yes. I think the Evo should definitely be in B.
False, incorrect. But that's
No,
neither here nor there.
And I'm pretty chilling with what
chilling?
we.
So I think we got some good picks in here. Obviously, I think there's personal preferences of each of us of where some things should have gone.
Oh yeah.
But I think we came to some good consensus for like 99%.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There are still some that are kind of up in the air that we might come back to as we move on through more of these SMGs at some point. But we'll get to that when it comes to it. Say the big question is, what tier list are we going to do next? Are we going to revisit another class now that we have you on board? Like, do you want to go back and do ARs or battle rifles, or do you want to do another class that we already discussed? Is there another one you're really aching to touch? Kind of go back to?
Honestly, I'm thinking. I'd be fine with going back to another.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can do a whole new one.
Just you said an AK tier list, just entirely AK.
Just a full AK tier list. That's. I mean, to be fair,
105 is the top. Easy.
To be fair, that one wouldn't I wouldn't really know much about AKs differently, but that would be pretty fucked.
That would basically just be me teaching you about AKs the entire time. That would pretty much be it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. But it would come.
I'm interested to do the LMG one though.
LMGs are going to be fun because we're combining LMGs and HMGs because there's not enough HMGs to do by themselves. Honestly, there's not. So that one's gonna be
everything would be asked for an AK tier list.
Everything would, yeah. I mean, honestly, everything would be above C. Most AKs are B or higher. Honestly, in my mind. I don't have many issues with a lot of AKs out there, unless we get into some of the more like weird ones, like the Groza which I mean the Groza technically isn't an AK. It's an offshoot of an AK, but it's not in the same family. Not. Same with the Bison. Bison's technically not an AK. Neither is the Vitjaz. It's not in the same family. People just lump it together because it's like, it kind of looks like an AK, therefore AK. Dragunov technically isn't an AK either. It's running off a completely separate operating system. RPD is not an AK, which is one that people kind of think of in the same realm. Not really. Not quite the same. RPD and RPK are very different. Which, RPD, that's going to be a fun one. When we get to LMGs, that's going to be a fun one. I think that one's going to be kind of divisive. But, anyway.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited for Phasma to come out. Isn't that this month?
Yeah.
Or later August? Is that when that is? August?
I believe so. It's sometime in August.
And, I might give Phasma a little bit of a break then, because when that comes out on console, we'll be playing a lot of that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Phasma, and I know you are.
I will definitely play some Phasma with you on stream.
Yeah. Sure. We'll do that for a hot minute, because it'll be spooky times, because we'll be getting from like August, September, October, a little bit into November of all like the
we'll definitely have to play
Halloween
some Phasma
for Halloween.
Like on Halloween.
We'll do a
and stuff.
Halloween special if it falls on a good time for it.
I play some other horror games too.
I don't know what other horror games there are that we could.
Oh, they'll play Friday again.
Yeah, we could play Friday.
we need to get
Yeah, we need people.
That's the thing.
So if you had a PC, I would say we could play The Forest. That's a fun one, but that's kind of like
that is a fun one. Yeah,
that's a fun one. That'd be really fun, but you don't have a PC for it. If they ever added to console, that'd be sweet. But I don't know if they.
That'd be great.
I don't know.
7 Days to Die.
We could play 7 Days. I'd be down for some 7 Days to Die. That'd be kind of neat. Even if it's just like creative mode with the hardest zombies you can do, it'd be fun.
Just something fun, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or some zombie modes on COD of some kind.
Oh yeah, COD Zombies.
Yeah. COD Zombies, that'd be cool. Kind of neat.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. Definitely get you on stream a little more often. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, dog.
But I think that's gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. Thank you, Ghost, for joining me on this stream. I'm glad you had a good time. And thank you to everyone who's still watching for continuing to watch after the tier list is over officially. And just kind of hearing us ramble and talk about guns and nerdy shit. I appreciate it. And I guess I'll see you guys all Friday. So, any other closing thoughts? I think that's pretty much it.
I think it's pretty good.
Is that it? Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Of course.
Do it again sometime.
It's a pleasure. It will get it'll be a couple weeks before we do another tier list because I like to space them out. But we'll definitely get you on for another one of those very soon.
Yeah.
So, stand still, shite. Indeed, Dimitri. I think that's a good place to end this stream. I think that's a good place.
Yeah.
Everyone have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for watching. And last thing, I'm gonna shill right at the end. wolfdenapparel.store. Go check out all the stuff. I'm gonna shill because I can and I need to. Well, I don't need to. Please, guys, go check out the store. If there's anything in there that is not there that you guys want to see, go join the Discord and put it in the merch announcements. Let me know what you guys want to see in the store, design-wise for shirts. I will be more than happy to do it. A lot of the stuff that's in there is viewer submitted, so I'm working on stuff still that you guys have asked me to make. I just haven't finished it. Bad YouTuber, bad Twitch streamer, all that fun stuff. Sue me. Everyone have a fantastic evening, and thank you guys so much for watching.
Yep.
Bye, gang. See you, peoples. Bye.